on Massey. After a difficult road trip, it's back home, and it's back against the East, the Nats and the Marlins, and Florida still in the wild card race. Even despite the fact they were swept here a couple of weeks ago, they're tied with the Braves. 4 games back of Colorado, 3 back of San Francisco. Pretty obvious the wild card's going to come out of either the East or the West. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, good to be back home. Maybe some runs to be scored here, and that was the case the last time these two teams got together.
Yeah, and it's time to play spoiler right now. This team has a shot to go to the playoffs. You have a shot to kind of, redeem yourself after the end of that road trip. And the last time they were in town, they beat up on the Fish big time. Swept them. Everybody was swinging it. The 6-run 8 led to a win. Huge opposite field grand slam by Adam Dunn. It was one of the best comebacks of the year. Ryan Zimmerman was hitting the ball really well. Adam Dunn was hitting the ball really well. That one you saw the lead 5-0 after 4 innings. And then McDougal came in and he shut the door. Nationals were able to hold on for that 5-4 win.
And the Sunday game was a little bit different after a 1-run game and a 2-run game. It was bombs away by both ball clubs. And again, the Nats were down early. Rob, they would, after the 3rd inning, score 12 runs to win that game.
And you know what? Back then, you almost felt like, they were in every game. Even if they were down 6-0, they had a shot at coming back and winning the ball game. And they need to get that feeling back. You got to put it behind you that Nyjer Morgan is no longer your leadoff guy. He's no longer the guy that's going to ignite this offense. Since he's gone down, hitting under 200, scoring less than 2 runs a game, got to put that behind you.
Good pitching helps, and Garrett Mock's been doing that lately. His last 5 starts, pretty solid. And Sunday at St. Louis, as good as he's been all year. 6 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 5 against a real good first-place offensive club. Trip at southwest.com and by PNC Bank. PNC leading the way. It's a beautiful evening in our nation's capital, getting ready for the Nats and for the Florida Marlins here. Opener of a 3-game series and the opener of a 6-game homestand as the Nats are back within their division, and that hasn't been a good thing. this year. The hottest Marlin is Chris Coghlan, their left fielder. 20 hits in his last 11 games. He's hitting over 300 with an on-base average of nearly 380. At the beginning of the year, he was barely on the Florida radar screen. And now he is their best player along with Hanley Ramirez. And here's Garrett Mott, who takes the mound against the Florida Marlins for only the second time in his career.
PNC scouting report on Garrett Mott. He's got a role to play, not just trying to make the team for next year. He can spoil the Marlins' chances, just like anybody here down this stretch. You got to be excited that you can maybe knock him out of the playoffs, minimize mistakes. He's only given up 1 home run in the last 4 starts. That's excellent. And you know what? Keep putting these great starts on your resume for next year. When they go in to evaluate you this winter, you want the best resume possible. And the defense for the Washington Nationals today, as we go around the horn in the outfield, you got Maxwell, a lot of speed in center. Willingham, very solid outfielder in left, and then a lot of speed in right with Elijah Dukes. Guzman at short, Zimmerman at third, Gonzalez over there at second, Dunn at first, Bard doing the catching, and Garrett Mott will do the pitching for the Nationals.
Chris Coghlan steps in. And Mott, first pitch fastball right at the knees. We're underway at 7:06. Just a few clouds up there. 81 degrees at game time. It's gorgeous downtown. That pitch is up and away. Coghlan, Nick Johnson, and Hanley Ramirez in the first for the Florida Marlins. They're hitting .267, third in the league. And a little tapper that will go foul. Brian Knight is the home plate umpire. Crew chief Tim McClellan, 27 years in the bigs at first. Andy Fletcher and Greg Gibson around the bases. And the count is 1-2 to Coghlan, batting .304. He's given them occasional pop with 9 home runs and 39 batted in. Nats haven't been able to get him out. And that holds true for one more at bat.
Well, you can put yourself on a team's radar by playing well when you get an opportunity. He got the opportunity, made the most of it, and now he's at the top of the lineup. There you see, making some contact, just trying to put it in play, hits it off the end of the bat. Now, if he hits that a little harder, it's an out.
Nick Johnson just got back into the lineup last night for the Marlins after being DL'd with the right hamstring. He told me today he felt pretty good getting back out there tonight, or last night. And the Nats jam him on the first pitch, and Mott gets a strike on the inside corner.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick didn't get hurt when he was here, right? Or he wasn't banged up too much this year. I mean,
not this
years
year.
Past, not this year.
Yeah, no, this year he's been healthy.
So he went down to Florida where it's actually nice and warm and humid, and he hurts the hamstring.
Nick was pretty healthy until that horrible fractured right femur at Shea Stadium back in September of '06. He played 147 games, was hitting .290 with 77 RBIs. When Nick and Kearns had that horrible collision, didn't play at all in '07. Missed 4.5 months with a right wrist last year. And for the Nats this year, he hit .295 before traded to Florida. The right-handed pitcher Aaron Thompson at the trading deadline July 31st.
Well, I enjoyed the heck out of watching Nick play this year. Northrop Grumman here on this outside strike. You're going to see it just nip the corner and then kind of fall off, but it's where it crosses the plate. And Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. But Nick can wear out the left side of an infield or even left field, and off of lefties. It was amazing. I think he left here hitting about 340 off lefties, if I recall.
Seventh in the league in walks, second in the league in on-base percentage to Albert Pujols. And his teammate Hanley Ramirez right behind him in more ways than one. Fair ball. Dunn decides not to throw after tagging the bag for the first out.
Wisely. wisely chose not to throw. No reason why you want to maybe throw it off the back of Coughlin, send it into the outfield, and he goes to third. Take the sure out.
Hanley Ramirez is going to be the National League batting champion unless he goes 0 for September. Right now, he has a 37-point lead over Pablo Sandoval, and he's injured. Ramirez did snap an 0 for 14 with a pinch hit single last night against the Braves. First in the league in hits with 171, 10 more than Ryan Braun. Third in on-base average, as mentioned, and his 86 RBIs have him just out of the top 10. He's made a fine transition from leadoff man to number 3 hitter.
In his first few years in the major leagues, he's been exceptional. Was the major player in the Josh Beckett, Mike Lowell to Boston for Ramirez, and he was in the minor leagues when they got him. He's supposed to be a shortstop of the future.
Off-speed pitch, and Mock had him out ahead. And it's been a good second half for Ramirez. He's not exactly coasting to the batting title. Over his last 42 games, he's gone .376. And as you look at top of your screen and watch it scroll by, it is not even close. If Albert Pujols was having a typical year, he'd still be 20-some points behind Ramirez. Some had given him a chance at winning the Triple Crown. He leads in home runs, third in RBIs. But very hard to do to hit for that much power, produce that many runs, and hit for a high average. That ball into left. Coughlin around third, being sent by Bo Porter. The throw is late, and the Marlins lead on Ramirez, 87th run batted in.
Well, he had 14 RBI in 12 games. He now has 15 RBI in 12 games and 1 out. And Ramirez with first base open, you had a chance to maybe pitch around him, pitch down, and make him beat you away. And Garrett Mock and Bard chose to go on the inner half. Even though they jammed him, he's a strong enough kid to get it through the hole. And I just think that good hitters, Bob, they think about, okay, it's an RBI situation, and they just kind of cut down on their swings sometime and try to put the ball in play, and that's exactly what he did.
Garrett Mock hits a strike to big, strong Jorge Cantu.
Cantu is not having an excellent year like Ramirez, and you walk Ramirez, you keep the double play in order, try to get a ground ball by this guy and get out of the inning unscathed.
His power down from last year when he hit 29 home runs. His batting average slightly higher than his .277 last year. When he drove in 95, he's at 75 now. And this is a ball club that's all or nothing, as we've discussed many times. .267 batting average, third in the league. They're fifth in runs, seventh in home runs. And they don't run as much as they used to when Freddie Gonzalez had Hanley Ramirez in the leadoff spot.
Well, in Cantu too, Bob, hitting .265 off right-handers this year, .325 off left-handers. And even though I think Ramirez is in the midst of an 0 for 14 slump, I think that's, 2.5 games for that guy, or 3.5 games for Ramirez. Not a big slump for him. Still, he's the one guy, and we consistently get beat by like the one guy in a lineup, or 2-3 guys in a lineup that can kill you. Always seem to be the guys that put a hurting on the Nationals.
15 of his 87 RBIs in just over 12 games against the Nats. Out of play right side.
Cantu hitting 231. Hit 231 in August with 2 home runs.
And that ball high in the air, well hit. It appears the Marlins will lead 3-0, and they do on a fly ball into the bullpen. Josh Willingham went back and gave a great effort for Cantu, his 14th of the year, and the Marlins have 3. And what was the count? He was way ahead.
Well, that pitch was supposed to be down and away, and it comes back up and in, and Cantu just tomahawks that thing right out of the ballpark. And Mock, who had only given up 1 home run over the last 4 starts, has equaled that in the first inning of tonight's ball game.
Next up, the catcher John Baker. Garrett Mock giving up his 7th home run. Well, Cantu has a chance to reach that 90 RBI plateau or more by the time October 4th rolls around. 77 now. And a fastball up and away right by Baker. 1-2. More power coming with Dan Uggla. The Marlins have been able to do is play 500 ball on the road, and they're 6 over at home. They're also 7 over inside the East, ahead of the Nationals 9-3 in the season series.
Mock's got to stop the scoring right here. It's what Livan Hernandez did the other night. Gave up 2 early and went about another 6 innings before he gave up another run off a home run.
Second out of the inning on a tag by Bart after the strikeout, and it'll be Dan Uggla with 2 down.
Well, he challenged him with some fastballs, then he got him to foul off a breaking ball, and then right there he just throws the out pitch. Right there, when you bury it in the ground, absolutely no chance for Baker to touch that ball. Good location on that last pitch. Dan Uggla and Hanley Ramirez got into it a couple of games ago, as we told you, the 0 for 14. And then all of a sudden Ramirez came up with a mystery hamstring injury, and Uggla was listening to him do an interview and snapped at him, and that set off a little bit of a face-to-face between Uggla and Ramirez.
And that's one of the few times you'll ever see him level off and just go to right field and get a base hit. Uggla's aboard with 2 outs. And we also understand, Rob, from some of the Florida guys we've talked to, that the rest of the team was pretty firmly behind Dan Uggla in that confrontation, and that Uggla had said some things that needed to be said.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, some of it was about the $70 million contract that he signed, and that his heart's not always in his work and his work ethic. Showed up for spring training this year trying to don a Manny Ramirez hairdo, because Manny Ramirez is his idol. Grew up with Manny's posters all over his walls. And basically Uggla said, listen, if we're going to go to the playoffs, we need you playing every day. You know, you can't be coming up with a hamstring injury because you're 0 for 14 and you're trying to sit on the batting title, which you said he has to go 0 for 14. And Steve McCaddy's going to come out and find out what this conversation is about between Bard and Mock.
Well, Garrett Mock's already given up more runs than he did in 6 innings at St. Louis on Sunday. 31 pitches this inning. Hasn't walked anybody. He's just given up 3 singles and a home run. Another Nat killer coming up in Cody Ross. And a breaking ball on the outside corner. Ross hit 22 last year, 17 the year before that. And it's in the air right field. Elijah Dukes is under it. A loud first inning for the visiting team in a quiet ballpark. Justin Maxwell and the rest of the lineup straight ahead. Milwaukee, 6th in the league in average, 9th in runs and home runs. And Josh Bard, his last 8 games, 8 base hits and 26 at bats. Hit his 32nd career home run in San Diego 2 games ago. Maxwell in center as the Nationals continue to search for somebody to get on base at the top of this lineup. 0-6 since after the day Nyjer Morgan got injured. So here's rookie Sean West, who had a torn labrum, didn't pitch at all 2 years ago. And he's 6-5, making his 16th start. And the Nats have faced him before. Earlier this year in Florida, 3 innings. By the way, 4 1/3 innings. 5 runs on 8 hits the Nats got on him. And he'll face Justin Maxwell, who's 3 for 30 this year. First pitch, changeup. Maxwell playing in his 16th game. Bunting, third base line, a base hit if it stays fair. It will, all the way to the bag. Well, we know he's got great speed. Hasn't seen him bunt really at all, and that was perfect.
Well, he is the leadoff guy. Any way you can here to try to get back on the board and get in this ball game. 3-0 Fish, and the Nationals catching amazing break there as you watch this ball go down, hits the white line, and then it takes a left turn and hits the bag. That's all Jorge Cantu can do, because he knows he's not going to throw Maxwell out, so you're hoping it goes foul.
Here's Kristen Guzman, who's 0 for his last 6.
And it's nice to have him back in the lineup, as he's had a foot problem bothering him.
Do you think that might be the first batted ball the National has hit this year that hit a bag after watching about 7 or 8 by the opposition do just that thing?
I would say so.
It looked like it was going to go foul, and it stayed right in there. Two and 0. Guzman likes Florida pitching. Great career numbers since coming over to this league 4 years ago. Off speed, he got a strike with it. A generous call from Brian Knight.
Don't help him. 2-0. Ball 3. Not even close. But sometimes you need the umpire's help to get you back in account.
And Guzman thus hits a double play ball right to Ugla. Ramirez gets away from Maxwell and turns it. 2 outs.
PNC Bank scouting report on Mr. Sean West. Top shelf. Last 5 starts he has been top shelf. The Marlins have won 4 of those last 5 starts. He's a big fish, just like the rest of that school of fish over there. 6'8", 200 pounds. He's 23 years young, and a strange brew of starts this year. 5 of his starts, 6 innings. 6 of those 11 starts, 4 innings pitched. So some strange numbers on this kid.
And of course, if that ball is called ball 3, Guzman doesn't swing at the pitch. He just bounced into 2 with. Zimmerman at 300, 325 since the All-Star break. Ninth in the league in hits, 3rd in runs. And that'll get out of play on the right side.
Defense for the Marlins. Florida will sport a lot of speed out there. Cameron Maben in center, Coughlin in left, Ross in right. Ramirez, the all-star shortstop, can play first or third. Got Nick Johnson, our old friend, over at first. Dan Ugley at second. Doing the catching tonight will be Mr. Baker.
Not bad before the break, outstanding since the break. And the numbers very consistent. 3 and 2. Big power man on deck. In San Diego yesterday, or rather Wednesday, Dunn hit 3rd, Zimmerman 4th. He had Ryan reaching. And Ramirez on the run throws him out. Leadoff single, the double play killed the inning, and the Marlins lead 3-0 after 1.
performance. Go back a couple of years. 3 walk-off wins against the Florida Marlins. Dimitri Young there. It's the double. Game over. Ryan Zimmerman at 1:42 in the morning, as Bob Carpenter tells me, on May 13th. That game was ended in walk-off fashion. And the third time, 2 years ago to the day, Jesus Flores, who was just activated from the disabled list today, beat the Marlins for the third time on the final out.
And you might have noticed that was Josh Willingham letting that ball fall on the left field line, because if he caught it, would have been a sac fly anyway. Game over. He could only hope it went foul. Cameron Maybin for the Marlins, top of the second. He jacks one to right center, slicing its way to the scoreboard. Maxwell tried to jump and pull it down, couldn't do it cleanly, and the leadoff man's on third base.
Well, you can't live up in the zone, and these pitches have been up to the Marlins so far since the All-Star break. And actually, this is the first game Maybin is back in the big league since being sent back to the minor leagues. Hit 202 before the All-Star break, just got called up in September. Was hitting 216 on the season, and I'm pretty sure that other triple was against the Nationals.
He hit 319 with New Orleans, and they have to be pleased that he actually went the other way with the ball. They weren't sure he knew what that meant earlier, and now he does. And here's the pitcher, Sean West, 1 for 23 with 3 sacrifice bunts. Speedy man at third base. He could bunt a run in here.
Well, that triple was against the Mets, but he did have 3 hits. 3 runs scored against the Washington Nationals before he was sent packing. Maybin, part of that Miguel Cabrera, Dontrell Willis trade to the Detroit Tigers, was basically like the Detroit Tigers version of Hanley Ramirez.
Pretty nifty grab by Josh Bard on a nasty breaking ball to his right.
One of the best players in the Tigers system at the time of the trade. He has just not turned into Hanley Ramirez like Ramirez did. And see Bard get over there and try to pick that. He saved a run.
And that'll even the count, 2-2. Coughlin's already hit safely and scored. The Marlins with 5 hits already, and a big breaking ball. Mott gets the strikeout, his second of the game.
Two and 2 pitch. Time to put the pitcher away. Throws a great breaking ball, and Sean West gets to go, carries bat back to the bat rack. And it's time to start all over with the top of the order for Guermont.
Infield way in. The way you have to play against a good speedy leadoff hitter, giving him even more room to sneak one through.
He starts Coughlin off with a changeup, and it was up and away.
On 2-0, right at Dunn. Adam with a good backhand play, a glance at the runner, and 2 outs. The second time in the last few days he's made a good play on a hard hit ball to his right.
Well, and you know, when you're working on a new position, people are telling you this, little tips there, try to do this. You know, his athleticism has taken over, and this is an instinctive play right there. He just reaches out, grabs the ball, comes over, checks Maybin back. Sometimes you start trying to do things mechanically or doing stuff because they're working on stuff in practice. Just got to go out and play the game. And the more he plays, the better he's become.
Nick Johnson bounced out to Dunn first time.
They don't want you to play quarterback at Texas if you're not a good athlete.
Two pitches up, and it's 2-0. I know it's right-hander versus left-hander, but you need the inning to end here without Hanley Ramirez batting again.
Well, it would be a little bit of a moral victory right here if you could get out of this without giving up a run off the Maven triple. Get that offense pumped up, try to get them to get your run or two back, and right back in business.
3-1 as he misses way inside. Well, 4 starts prior to those pretty rough, and then capped off by the effort at St. Louis on Sunday. Mott's been effective. Off to a rough start obviously tonight, and a 3-1 pitch. Nick drives it, and it's a 2-out RBI base hit. Johnson's 52nd RBI, and the Marlins lead 4-0.
Well, we know Nick loves to go to left field, so they try to pound him in, and eventually Nick makes an adjustment. Even though he gets jammed, he knows where they were coming, and he gets jammed with a good fastball.
Here's Ramirez, and he was trying to make it 6-0 on the first pitch. The Marlins are smelling blood. They're that kind of an offensive club. When they get rolling, they can put up runs in piles in a hurry. Target in. 2-1.
Once again, pitch selection has played a lot into this 4 runs already. And you just see him go fastball, breaking ball, changeup, breaking ball, fastball. You know, we've talked about this for 5 months. You don't want to show all of your pitches too early. You also want to try to get into a rhythm. And if you throw 85% fastballs and establish the fastball, it makes it easier to throw breaking balls and changeups. But you can't start guys out with a out pitch curveball in the dirt or a changeup in the dirt. You got to get ahead to get to your secondary pitches. I think our young staff, they work way too hard.
Well, I don't see him shaking any signs off, so it's a 2-man game in there with the catcher and the pitcher. Guzman has it. That half of the inning is over. The Marlins score again. Dunn, Willingham, and Dukes in the second.
4-0 as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Naturally, the Nationals definitely missed Nyjer Morgan. Earlier today, I had a chance to talk to him. He recently had pins and a plate put into his left hand, and I asked him how he was feeling.
I feel good, but I don't. You know, it's definitely it's one of those things that's it's heartbreaking, and you know what I mean, because I still feel good. I can't really do anything because my hand, my left hand, kind of is getting in the way of everything. But I wish I can be out there with the boys and definitely bringing some fire back to Natstown. But I guess it's gonna have to wait till 2010.
Nyjer also told me he expects to eventually go to Florida to play in the instructional league to get some at-bats. And as for sliding feet first in the future, he said it's an adjustment he'll work hard to make. Bob?
Well, that's the part I was hoping to hear, Debbie. Welcome back to you, by the way. And that's good news that Nyjer Morgan may be changing his approach and using that great speed of his to intimidate infielders instead of letting a bag knock him out of action. And a good swing by Adam Dunn to start off the second.
This is the ball club without Nyjer Morgan, and they're going to have to put it behind him. It's also another guy's opportunity here with Nyjer hurt. You know he's the leadoff guy for next year, but you've still got 27, 26 games, whatever, to play. You could open some eyes with your own performance. So you got to put this behind you. Guys get hurt all the time. You got to figure out some new ways to score some runs.
Josh Willingham, 5 for his last 37, and he takes a fastball in there.
Now that injury is a lot worse than I thought. Plates and screws. Well, he's a heck of a player. Can't wait to get him back in there, but still got some games to play.
Elijah Dukes next here in the bottom of the second. The Nats have 2 leadoff singles so far. And a 1-1 to Josh Willingham. Off speed, 2-1. Marlins doing some scoreboard watching where the Braves and Derek Lowe are hosting Bronson Arroyo and Cincinnati tonight down in Atlanta. They're just underway. Marlins and the Braves are tied in the wild card race for back of Colorado. Willingham gets jammed and flares one easily out to left center. Chris Coughlin for the first out.
Dollar Kids Day, Sunday, September 6th is Dollar Kids Day. Purchase up to 4 tickets for children ages 2 to 12 for just $1 each. With the purchase of 1 full-priced adult ticket in any seating area excluding the Lexus President's Club, PNC Diamond Club, and Grandstand. Offer is good at the box office. Day of game only. Children must be present at the time of the purchase. Cannot be combined with any other offers.
What, the weekend weather's like this? It's going to be nice.
It is gorgeous today and tonight.
81 at game time. Flags just moving a little.
Start to feel that football weather coming. Did you watch the Oregon Boise game last night?
Nope.
Oh. College football is here. I would think you'd like that. They have the blue turf.
They've had a problem out there over the years with birds diving into the stadium thinking it's water. Seriously.
I'm not laughing because that's funny. I'm laughing because, oh goodness, of all the things that happen. Kind of like that, I think it's a Windex commercial where the 2 birds are sitting on the wire going, hey, let's go fly into that house. And they fly right into the window because it's so clean.
That's why they're birds and we're not. 1-2 to Elijah Dukes, hitting .250. Elijah had a good road trip. 11 hits in those 9 games in 26 at bats. He hit .423 on the trip. And go back one more game beyond that, he's done quite well. Had him reaching there. West.
Dig.
It'll be close. Did he pull his hand off the bag? He did. Nick Johnson had to leave the bag to catch the throw. And there's not going to be a very comfortable first baseman anytime Elijah Dukes is coming down that line.
Oh, no. Freight train coming. Elijah could be a linebacker in the NFL, and he gets going in a hurry right here, right out of the box, puts his head down and digs, and he beats that out. Sean West throws it up high. It pulls Nick Johnson off the bag. The Nationals are in business.
And give Tim McClellan credit. He had a good angle on that. The ball beat the runner, but he didn't automatically call that an out like some would. So the Nats have 2 on, 1 out for Josh Bard. They're going to give Elijah Dukes a base hit. Bard's home run in San Diego, by the way, was right-handed. And he holds up ball 1.
Well, Sean West is very erratic right now. He's a young pitcher. Go up there and make this guy throw some strikes. Don't help him out.
Nick Johnson, by the way, plays behind Dukes at first, way off the line. And Bard drives the ball and just misses the third base bag.
A lot more pressure on their young pitchers. These guys are fighting for a playoff spot. They won 84 games last year. Olstad already got sent back to the minor leagues because he couldn't hack it.
Had him reaching.
Good changeup by West right there. He's got basically 4 pitches he can throw for strikes. Good fastball, low 90s, 2 different sliders, and then that changeup right there. I had a chance to talk to the man starting for the Marlins tomorrow, Josh Johnson, on my radio show, and he talked about how much fun it is right now. They're not looking ahead of the Nationals to New York or Philly or anybody else. They want to try to win every game they can, but he's only 25 years old. Talk about how good Josh Johnson is. They've won 19 of his 28 starts, Bob.
They go to New York after this, after an off day Monday for 3. And 1 week from tonight, the Nats will be in Florida. But there were some who thought they looked past the Nationals the last time they were here.
And that's
because
possible.
They were on their way to Philadelphia. And then they get swept here and go up there and sweep the Phillies.
Well, they're an excellent team. There's Big Josh, moved from Maryland to Oklahoma. And he said the day he got to Oklahoma was football tryouts. And that's why he didn't play football. He was in 8th grade. He said, I know I'm big and I'm strong. I can play football. He really likes baseball.
Hit a home run here the last time he started. And we'll see him tomorrow night against Livan Hernandez. And that's interesting. In 4 starts, only 1 decision against the Nats.
And that's what he said. He referred to that. He said, listen, this is a good hitting ball club. It's no picnic to face this lineup.
2-2 to Bard. And Josh is hanging tough. He got jammed and fouls it. Unplayable right by the railing. And the count stays 2-2. Well, if you like good pitchers that are quite different, come and join us tomorrow night.
No, most definitely. It'll be a lot of fun. And the thing about Josh, too, is he's a strike thrower. I think he has like 44 walks and 150-something strikeouts. And basically said, listen, I have good stuff. I'm going to throw it over the plate and see if guys can hit it. It's exactly what Chris Carpenter said. I know I can throw strikes. Why do I waste time throwing it anywhere else? Let's see what they can do off of
it. Jared Mock has thrown 53 pitches in 2 innings. And West is having a long second thanks to Josh Bard. pulls the string on him to strike him out. First K of the game. And he'll face the number 8 man, Alberto Gonzalez.
It's the off-speed slider that usually he will throw. Actually, it looks like he's got a changeup grip. It is a changeup. And he throws it. It kind of has a little bit of a cut to it. The arm speed sold it 84 miles an hour, and Bard's out of there.
Alberto Gonzalez is 3 for his last 29.
He's got to stop dropping that back shoulder, bending that back knee, and trying to hit things up in the air. He's not a home run hitter. He's got to be a slasher and just shoot the gaps and try to hit line drives.
It's a high pitch swung on. That's going straight up if he hits it fair.
I mean, why do you think they throw him up there? That's the book on him. You know, he's got to lay off that pitch. Just like we have books on everybody else, they have books on us. And you have to learn. What are they throwing me? I got to lay off that pitch.
Yeah, there have been times that it looks like he spent the second half of the summer trying to hit his 3rd career homer.
I don't understand it. Once you know your limitations at this level, you use them and you try to be as successful as possible.
That was a 2-strike pitch. Had to swing. It was close enough.
Well, and this right here, whatever it is, and I spoke with Bob Boone in depth on not just Alberto, but all, you know, what he did as a hitter and him playing with all the Hall of Famers he did, like, and future, hopefully, Hall of Famer Pete Rose, but the Mike Schmidts and Luzinskis, and he all about line drives, trying to hit it up the middle and hit it from left center field to right center field, period. And what he worked on at BP, and this is the guy that evaluates all of our talent, is Bob Boone. You know, he worked on hitting it just over the screen, the little bend in the screen, and trying to hit it back up the middle. And right here with 2 strikes, you're trying to hit it right back up the middle.
Fly ball left center. Very well hit. Heading for the track. And it'll hit at the base of the wall and score 2 runs. Gonzalez going to 3rd. And it's a 4-2 ball game. RBIs number 28 and 29.
Well, it looks like a changeup that's up in the zone. And Alberto cranking to try to jack it out of here. Gets it into the left center field gap. And plates 2 runs with 2 outs. So it's a huge 2-out triple by Alberto Gonzalez.
Garrett Mock 1 for 17 this year. He goes up hacking.
And I think it's safe to say, Bob, it's been few and far between on the hits from Gonzalez. He's got some work cut out for him. I would venture to say they'd want to see him play winter ball or go somewhere and work on just getting a line drive swing down for spring training.
Well, he has a month left.
Well, he's been given a golden opportunity, and I don't think they're going to be giving out these kind of opportunities in the near future. I think this franchise wants to move forward, wants to start winning.
And Mock will take it low, ball 1.
And you're gonna want to get guys on the roster that can be more consistent, put up some big numbers, and do it consistently for the entire year, not just spurts.
And he throws him a changeup. Hitting over, a good one for the Nats. They've been sorely lacking the 2-out RBI hit lately. And Alberto Gonzalez gets a pitch up, hits it to left center, drives it done, and Dukes and the Nats are right back in the game. shop at southwest.com. And by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Friday night at the Red Loft, and just in front of that area in left center, Alberto Gonzalez dropped his third career triple out there to drive in a couple. Marlins here tomorrow, Johnson and Levon. And then on Sunday to wrap up this series, it'll be J.D. Martin, Anibal Sanchez. Monday off. Yeah, Labor Day, no game. And then the Phillies in for 3. And don't forget T-shirt Tuesday.
And drive carefully.
Yes. Have a safe holiday weekend.
Join us back here next week.
I think that old song from the Doors will be playing this weekend. Summer's almost gone. The kids will be back learning, most of them, on Tuesday.
Were you a Doors guy growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Love the Doors.
1967, Light My Fire.
The Lizard King, Jim Morrison.
Well, yeah, you had to take it a little further.
No, that was his nickname.
Cool. And it's inside to Jorge Cantu, who hit a 2-run homer back in the first to put the Marlins up by 3.
Now, when you were in the band, did you rock the leather pants?
No.
Come on. I could see you in some leather pants, you hippie.
No.
Did you ever have long hair?
Oh, yeah. We had pretty worn jeans, but we didn't want them to look that way. They just were.
Did you have hair like that?
Not that.
Oh, great shot.
My goodness.
Now, I saw Jeff Morad, the new owner of the Padres, when we were leaving, and Mike Rizzo and myself, we were talking to him. And, you know, Randy Jones. And Randy Jones, I guess, wears a visor all the time, and he's got this fake hair in it. And Jeff Morad had it. He said, because, you know, Jeff doesn't have that much hair on top, so he said, I'm going to start wearing this, because it looked like real hair. So it's that hair attached to the visor look.
So anybody with hair and a visor should be looked upon suspiciously.
Well, I'm going to start, you know, going up to people with visors and grabbing the top of their head. Is that real?
3-2 to Cantu, and Mock throws him a front door breaking ball and walks him. It's how the top of the third gets underway. We've been in progress. Wow. Nearly an hour, and it's the top of the third inning. Garrett Mock is not going to pitch very deep in this game unless he straightens things out quickly, and you might say the same for Sean West. 53 and 43, the 2 pitch counts through their first 2 innings. And that was Garrett Mock's first walk of the night. There's the catcher, John Baker. He struck him out. The Nationals saw John Baker early in the season against some right-handed pitchers, batting second for the Marlins. Nick Johnson has solved that for them. 2-0. So when the Nats first faced these guys this year, Emilio Bonifacio was the leadoff hitter, and against right-handers, John Baker batted second.
And he was a Nat killer, by the way. That's, I think, the only team that Bonifacio has hits against, Washington.
That ball driven to left. Willingham can only watch it, and it's a home run. Opposite field, John Baker, his 9th of the year, and it's 6-2. Nats score 2, and the Marlins get them back immediately.
Now, this is not what you want to do when you get back in a ball game, is throw a pitch up and away. Baker meets it out front as you see that great slow motion action. And that's how you hit it the opposite way for a home run. Just got to get that bat head out and meet 92 miles an hour.
Saul Rivera just popped up off the bullpen bench again. He was warming up last inning. Garrett Mock has thrown 62 pitches, retired 6 batters, and given up 6 runs. What do you see, Rob, that we didn't see the last time or two out?
Well, the pitches are up, you know, and this is a very good hitting team. They do strike out a lot, but you got to keep it below the hitting zone. And he's been up on the top end of the hitting zone, and they've been hitting the ball like Maben just got back up here. Got a fastball up, hit that thing to right center field for a triple. So he does have good velocity, but that's why you say location, location, location.
92 on a strike to Ugla, who singled to right field his first time.
John Garland, who made his first start for the Los Angeles Dodgers last night, went 7 strong innings. Not one ball went to the outfield. They were all ground balls. We've talked about this. Once you get ahead, you should not throw another strike in the hitting zone. Now, if the count gets even or full, then you might come back into the hitting zone. But when you're way ahead, make this guy expand his own zone. No reason you can't throw that exact same pitch again and even on 3-2. You have to realize these guys want to hit.
Especially this club. Ugla has struck out 118 times and walked 78. So even though he's hitting in the 240s, he'll take a walk if you don't throw him a strike. That's in the zone, and he fouls it straight back.
That was a good pitch. It was the middle of the plate to the outside portion of the plate. He was late and had no chance, and had he hit it into play, it would have been an out. Last pitch, Northrop Grumman, you see it from the middle of the plate out. Did the same thing. It's an excellent spot.
And the first time up tonight, on a pitch away, Ugla just leveled off and hit the ball to right field. Hard sinker, and he fouled it.
Very good sinker right there. Bart couldn't hold on to it. But even if you look at Baker's home run, guy hits a fastball home run away from you. You got to give the guy a little bit of credit. Right here, two seam. You see the sink on it. Down, 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 and he just makes contact.
And a battle rages on here. Quality pitches and a strikeout hitter staying alive. You know, Ugla's only on a pace for maybe 145 to 50 strikeouts this year. That's pretty low for him. He struck out 171 times last year. That's going to be called a strike on the 10th pitch of the at-bat. He doesn't like the call from Brian Knight.
And Ugla's basically saying tonight that was waist high. Well, you might want to look at the rule book, because it's supposed to be the armpits to the hollow of the knees for a strike. So that would be a perfect pitch by Mock.
Well, I guarantee you there's not an umpire in baseball who calls an armpit fastball a strike.
No, they don't. But that's what's in the rule book.
They might go to the bottom of the letters here and there, depending on what jersey you're wearing. And here's Cody Ross, who flied out to right field first time. How about another one? Elijah Dukes for the second out. MLB notes for you early in the ball game on a Friday night. Derek Jeter, maybe just over, what, about a season and a half away from 3,000.
Yeah, but
Ronnie Belliard and Garland teaming up, as you mentioned, the great pitching last night. And Ken Griffey says he is open to the idea of re-signing with his first and most recent major league team.
how about Rolls-Royce Belliard right there with 3 ribbies with the Dodgers? Already a home run too. Yeah, I handed Bob the rule book, and there you see that's the rule book interpretation of the strike zone.
Yeah. From
About top of your chest, under your armpit, to the hollow of your knees. And it's a little bit smaller, more like a shoebox of that.
And a breaking ball low to Maben, who tripled and scored first time up. Big breaking ball, and it's 2-2.
No. If I'm throwing, I don't throw this guy anything close to a fastball in the hitting zone. Because Maven just looks like he's up there hacking, overmatched by breaking pitches, and that's the only reason he got sent back to the minor leagues.
And a foul ball keeps him alive. Now this is some serious artwork right here. I'm holding the illustration, but there you see it, Rob. Now who in the world calls a strike up there?
Nobody
anymore.
Nobody. It hasn't been called a strike in probably 40, 50 years.
You know, this is some high-tech stuff we got going right now.
Hey, you know, it is what it is, but you know, I had a caller today that was upset over a call in a ball game about David Price last night against Jason Bay, saying, well, why does Bay get the call? And you know, they talk about rookies versus veterans and getting calls, and you and I both know that, you know, in Ted Williams' day, if he didn't swing, it wasn't a strike. Tony Gwynn, if he didn't swing, it wasn't a strike. I mean, you know, it should be the same for everybody.
And lots of breaking balls, and that ball crushed to deep center. Maxwell, he's there. He's got it 400 feet away. The Marlins don't get two more on a walk and a Baker homer and lead the Nationals 6-2. Famer who he lost way too soon in his life. And Rob, it was only fitting he was trying to help others when his life was taken.
Yeah, and everybody said don't go. They had had problems with the airplane, but in 1972, obviously, Nicaragua hit by a major earthquake. A lot of people needed some aid, and he jumps on an airplane New Year's Eve, and he's killed, and he was never found. You know, they never even found the wreckage. So it was the humanitarian part of Roberto Clemente that we remember, as well as, you know, the 3,000 hits, the five-tool player and everything. But that was the kind of man he was. He was willing to leave his family and his country to go help others, and I think it's just unbelievable what he was trying to do for other people. And so that's why now, and here we go over his career a little bit, 3,000. Obviously, they waived the 5-year rule after his death and put him right in the Hall of Fame in 1973, MVP in '66, MVP of the World Series, and the 12-time Gold Glove winner. He was an exceptional ball player, but once again was even more exceptional in his humanitarian efforts.
Number 21, first Latin American player to be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. 0-2 to Maxwell, who bunted right down the line, literally for a base hit. First time up, then he was doubled up on a ground ball by Kristen Guzman.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, on the wall in Pittsburgh, 21 feet from the base, don't they have his number?
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I'm pretty sure. I'll make sure, but there you see on the bases, Roberto Clemente Day.
Maxwell gone, bottom of the third underway. Guzman and Zimmerman here. And the ball to the left side and cut off by Jorge Cantu. 2 quick outs here in the 3rd.
Saul Rivera loosening up in the bullpen.
He could be coming in if he's still warming up, because Mott has thrown 81 pitches, 3 innings. Ryan Zimmerman pulled the ball. He was thrown out by Hanley Ramirez, the shortstop, first time up. The Reds, by the way, have a run at Atlanta. That's good news for the Marlins, who lead here and are tied with the Braves. Neither with much chance to catch the Phillies. 8.5 games out with just over a month to go. He's been throwing nothing away, nothing but away to Zimmerman here. He gave up 5 runs to the Nats back on June 30th down in Florida. 8 hits, 5 runs in 4 1/3 innings, but the Nats couldn't hold them down, and the Marlins won that game 7-5. Two and Zimmerman drives one deep right center, and it is off the Geico side. The play's in front of him, and Ryan goes for 3. It's been an evening of triples, and now the Nats have 2 of them.
Very nice. There's a nice tribute to Roberto Clemente, former umpire. That one looks like an old bully. Well, the Zim gets a pitch down and in right here, and he just crushes it. Right center, Bob. And when he's swinging well, he can go that way with authority. Maven can't climb the wall and get this. About 5 feet from a homer, maybe 10 feet from a home run, and then all of a sudden he sees it coming back towards the infield, got over Maven's head, and it's an easy triple.
Ryan's 3rd triple of the year, and the 12th of his major league career. In that game back in June, here's what Adam Dunn did against Sean West.
I don't think that was coming back. Look at the poor kid's face.
That was crushed.
He's right into his glove. I can't believe how far that went. Come on, Haas. Get the 2-out home run right here.
Floats another one up and in.
The hammer.
That home run by Dunn was his 20th of the year back then. Had a couple of RBIs in that game. Singled to left, first time up tonight. 2-0 pitch, and he went upstairs and couldn't reach it. The Marlins lost Carl Pavano to the Yankees. The compensation pick they got was what they used to choose Sean West. Now Dunn gets himself strike 2 by checking a swing on a pitch outside.
That slow sweeping slider that he see it sold so well that he's thinking fastball, 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 and then at the last second, oh, slider.
Dunn. Nick Johnson deflects.
Nobody's there. Nobody's there. Very nice.
That pitcher was ball watching, and the Nationals get a run. It's now 6-3. The pitcher has to know that the shift is on, and a ball like that can be very playable at first base.
Agreed, but he's a left-hander. He's going to fall towards third base. That comes to the benefit of our team because, as Bob said, he's watching the play. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to cover first base when it's hit to the right side. And it's a nice RBI for Haas. Now we need the hammer to come back.
Done 2 for 2. And Willingham launches one to left. See you later. It's 6-5.
That's what I'm talking about, hammer. Well, Friday night fireworks here at the ballpark, Bob, and the hammer has spoken.
It all started with 2 outs on the Zimmerman triple.
Well, and remember the pitch that Zimmerman crushed for a triple. It was just a little bit farther in and up. And to this guy, that means bad news for the pitcher. Between Elijah Dukes and Josh Willingham, I think those are our 2 right-handers that you never want to make a mistake on the inner half to.
Well, I guess Josh just needed Dad to come back to town. His father David back in from Alabama for the series. And he got a 2-run homer, 22nd of the year. 6-5 game. Here's Dukes inside to him.
Maybe his dad came in and laid some smack 'em yak 'em on Josh. Let's go, son. It's go time. Let's remember, you always remember your old team. Did you hear the quote by Brad Penny the other day? They asked him, what's it going to be like when 42,000 people are booing the Dodgers in your first Giants start? He goes, 42,001.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
And a 4-pitch walk to Dukes. First walk issued. Remember when the Nats swept the Marlins in that series, they had big leads in 2 of those games.
Yep. And if you were with us in the open, we showed those comeback performances. What was one was 6-0. Came back and spanked them, I think 12-6.
The Nats had a 6-run 8th on the Tuesday night game 1 month ago tonight. To win the first one 6-4, then they won 5-4, and then 12-8. That ball gets away. John Baker had no idea where that gone. That'll be a wild pitch, and suddenly the tying run is in scoring position.
Suddenly Sean West has lost it. He's up to 65 pitches now. This pitch is just in the dirt. Bang, hits off the shin guard. John Baker's trying to find it. Sean West would have to actually come in and grab the ball and keep Elijah at second base.
That'll be a strike, and the count's even 1-1. Josh Bart sitting on 25 RBIs, averaging a hit per game his last 8 starts. Well, somebody in a bullpen is going to get a win tonight. It looks pretty certain that it's not going to be either one of the starters.
Yes. Well, boys, hope you enjoyed your day off. Now let's get back to work.
And Bard swings through a pitch upstairs. The Nats pick up 3 runs after the first 2 outs in the 3rd, highlighted by the Josh Willingham homer after the heroics of Zimmerman and Dunn, and it's now a 6-5 game.
was recognized before today's game for his work off the field in the community as the Nationals nominee for the 2009 Roberto Clemente Award. His ease with lending a hand in the community has meant a lot to the organization.
It's important to us as an organization to be good community partners, but it's better and it's more special when the players step up and do those things as well and take their own ideas and make them their own and really become members of their community. And that's what Roberto Clemente did. You know, he was a humanitarian. He always was trying to do things to help people who needed help, and that's what John's doing.
John, of course, working closely with the Community Relations Department, and this year he created Lannon's Cannons, a program that brings sick kids and their families from the Children's Inn at the National Institute of Health for games every Sunday here, and they're obviously doing a lot. And go to Chevy.com/Clemente to vote for John.
Thank you, Debbie Taylor. Brett Hayes is hitting for the Florida starters, so both starters are out of the game. Saul Rivera facing Hayes as Saul replaces Garrett Mock. So each starter will go 3 innings, Rob, and they will throw a combined 149 pitches. Right side, Gonzalez for the first out. And that's the first leadoff hitter retired by a Nationals pitcher tonight. Marlins are carrying 3 catchers, Hayes, Paulino, and tonight's starter John Baker, so they could go ahead and hit one of them right there. Top of the order now, Chris Coughlin and then Nick Johnson. Garrett Mock went 3 innings, 6 runs on 7 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 81 pitches, 50 strikes. And then West goes 3 innings and gives up 5 runs on 7 hits. And he threw 68 pitches.
I would say about both pitchers, too many secondary pitches.
A lot of change-ups from the Florida lefty early.
Well, and a lot of breaking balls. I mean, you know, you're 1 to 2 times through the batting order. You've thrown your repertoire so much, but fallen behind with a lot of your secondary pitches, and then you come in with fastballs and get murdered. So
can you make it to the major leagues without a good fastball?
Yes, you can. I mean, you know,
if you have one,
but you have to establish it, whether it's 80 miles an hour or 95. And this is a good fastball that's going away from Coughlin. Does he expect off-speed stuff?
What was it, the last homestand, wasn't it, that Saul Rivera came into 2 different games where the Nats were way behind and just pitched really well?
That's getting in someone's kitchen too, right there.
Yep. And you get in the guy's kitchen and you get your guys right back in the dugout.
Well, they had me guessing. I thought they were all going to run about Teddy's speed and let Teddy win, but oh no.
You know what? When you can see their knees, they're really running hard.
Yep, picking them up, putting them down, and then GW falls down right there. But I think that Thomas Jefferson won by a nose. Burke Badenhop. This guy looks, and I'm not even going to look at the roster. I think he's 6'6", 6'7".
They're close. They list him at 6'5", 204.
I mean, we'll see Anibal Sanchez on Sunday, and they say he's 6 foot 220. He's more like 6 foot 240. But we'll be nice because they put his high school resume weight on there.
Alberto Gonzalez, the big hit that got the Nats going. It's interesting that all 5 Washington runs tonight have scored with 2 outs. That's probably more 2-out runs than the Nats had on the entire road trip.
I think the nicest thing I've seen today is a pitcher actually having to wear a jacket because it's cool enough to wear a jacket.
And you know why the Nats are wearing navy blue tonight?
Because they win in blue?
No, because this is something you brought up several days ago. Roberto Clemente was a Marine Reserve.
Yes.
And the Nationals are wearing the navy blue in tribute to that.
That's very cool. And he actually, and I told you this the other day, put on 10 pounds and made himself stronger by doing 6 months in the reserves on active duty.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Saul Rivera on deck, jacket on his right arm.
Did you watch some of the throws, though, on the highlights that Roberto Clemente made?
Oh, it's amazing. Hanley Ramirez. Nick Johnson stays on the bag for the first out in the 4th.
Come on out to Nationals Park on September 8th for T-Shirt Tuesday. The first 10,000 fans will receive free Natstown T-shirts. Then watch the Nats take on the Phillies at 7:05. Call 202-675-NATS. Visit nationals.com or stop by the Nationals Park box office for tickets.
Saul Rivera. Remember when he got his first major league hit a couple of weeks ago? He's 1 for 2 this year.
And it got a huge rally going.
And 1 for 8 overall.
I think he scored 2 runs in that game.
I think you're right.
I think he's doing his best Rod Carew imitation right here. He's got the bat horizontal to the ground.
Watch him stroke one right over the third baseman's head.
I'm going to swing like Rod Carew. Pete Rose right up the middle.
Yeah, that's almost a Pete Rose bat position.
Well, he's got to squat a lot more than that.
Yeah, but I mean where the bat is on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot like Pete. He's only 42 some hundred hits behind. Then he pulls it
in there. Oh,
Johnson on the backhand. Speaking of throws, how about the World Series throw? Right field corner, Memorial Stadium, Baltimore. Is that home?
That's one hop to home from the outfield. This is just a laser. I don't think too many people tested his arm. But he was also huge with civil rights too, Bob. A lot of times when anything was going wrong with whether it was the Latin or the African American players, Roberto Clemente, because of his fame, stood up to them. He's just a man with principle.
Justin Maxwell 1 for 2 tonight, a bunt base hit and a swinging strikeout. He hit his first major league career homer against the Marlins, a grand slam, pinch hitting down there a couple of years ago. He could tie this game at any time. Up to a breaking ball inside corner. He's going to be called out on a fastball on the outer half of the plate. First strikeout for Baden High, but 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a battle of the bullpens now. To the fifth. Here's our friend Medwick with our Aflac trivia tonight. Aflac! 3 second basemen in Major League history with 4 straight 25 home run seasons. Dan Ugla's got to be one of them, right?
Dan Ugla, Joe Morgan, Jeff Kent.
Joe Morgan had that many 25 home run seasons?
Possibly.
What about Rogers Hornsby?
Rogers Hornsby.
Ugla's gone 27, 31,
maybe Ryan Sandberg.
32, and 25. Hanley Ramirez leads off in the fifth against Saul Rivera.
I don't know if Robbie Alomar had that many in a row. He's a hell of a hitter, though, both sides of the plate.
What about Chase Utley? Not sure he's done that 4 years ago.
Yeah, Chase has been hurt a little bit, too.
Ramirez 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Fouls that one off his foot. Chase Utley only had 22 in 07 after 32 the year before that. Then 33, so he's out. One ball and 2 strikes. Rivera to Ramirez here in the fifth. Cantu and Baker to follow.
Nellie Fox.
Nellie Fox was kind of a line drive singles hitter, though. I don't remember him being a power hitter. Close and ball 2.
You're right. He only had 35 career. Last pitch, Northrop Grumman and myself, we thought it was a strike.
I'm not sure Rogers Hornsby hit that many home runs. He batted 400.
Oh, I'm going to be upset if I didn't get this one.
3-2.
Well, Jackie Robinson hit a lot of home runs, but he didn't have 25 4 straight years.
And Ramirez will just reach out and stroke a base hit to right center. It gets beyond Maxwell and goes all the way to the wall. Anthony Ramirez 2 for 3. He got the sweet spot of the bat on that thing. It really rifled by a speedy center fielder. The Marlins have had their leadoff man on 4 out of 5 times.
Was Howard Johnson a second baseman?
Yeah, at times he was.
I know he's 30-30 a couple of times. Justin Maxwell took a bad route on that ball, and
I don't know, Hojo might have been an outfielder for part of that time. Another multi-hit game since the 1st of August. 2 of the 3 top hitters around Nick Johnson in this Florida order. Cantu has had a 2-run homer and then walked and scored on a homer by John Baker.
Stan Musial, second baseman.
Adam Dunn's got another one to his right. And Rivera is there. Adam Dunn has suddenly become very proficient at going to his right on the backhand side. Saves a run for the moment.
Saves a run. Cantu slams it the opposite way. Good pitch by Saul. Then he gets over there. Watch Saul after this great play by Adam Dunn. Adam comes up, finds him, gives him a nice feed, and then Saul checks the runner quickly. It's just the way they teach you. Get out of your glove and look at the runner.
John Baker homered opposite field last time. The infield's in. And Rivera throws a quality strike at the knees. And a tapper up the middle, and it'll get through. Rivera couldn't get it. Gonzalez couldn't get it. And the Marlins have a 2-run lead at 7-5. And for Baker, his 3rd RBI of the night.
Infield playing in right there. Just squeaks through there.
Dan Uggla, the hitter. One of the second baseman home run guys we're talking about. He was a Rookie of the Year candidate. Finished 3rd in the voting in 06 when he hit 27 and drove in 90. Then he had 31 and 88 the year after that. 32 and 92 last year, and he's at 25-72 here. A rare feat at a position not usually associated with power. There was a rookie for the Yankees way back in the 30s named Joe Gordon. He only hit 24. And the
Craig Biggio.
There's a wild pitch. That takes away the double play possibility. Baker down to second base with 1 out. Biggio was a little guy capable of homers. I'm not sure he had 25 4 years in a row.
I know we're talking about second baseman, not Bill Mazeroski.
All right, we're going to put you out of your misery.
I'm struggling.
It should be Kent and Uggla, 2 of them.
Smoke's coming out of my ears.
It was
Sandberg.
Oh,
Soriano.
It was not Jeff Kent. How about that? Soriano.
I thought it was 4 second basemen. It was 3.
3. He did worse than I thought. Dan Uggla's most recent homer was his 25th. First walk issued there by Saul Rivera.
The same night as the incident with
Vasquez of Atlanta.
Hanley Ramirez. Look at how far that ball went. There was no TV down in Florida. That little man has a lot of power.
Well, his first 3 years with 90 homers, the most by a second baseman in the major leagues.
Reminds me of like Don Nottingham, the running back.
Yeah, low center of gravity.
He's just a knot.
There's Cody Ross, who's flied twice to right field. Gets jammed, and Guzman right there. I wonder if Guzman thought about dropping that ball for a moment. He would have had a force at third and a force at second. That ball wasn't in the air long enough to be an infield fly. He went ahead and took the out.
Yeah. Let's just take the out.
I think that's the philosophy for this defense.
Dropping a bunt in the infield is one thing, but dropping that soft line drive could have been something else.
Cameron Maybin 1 for 2 with a triple.
Yeah, 1 for 2 with a triple, but the second ball he hit tonight went about 400 feet to Death Valley center field here. It was crushed. So this kid has some talent.
There's no doubt about that.
Be more consistent, but we don't want him to be consistent against the Nationals.
They brought him up September of 08. He went 16 for 32 in 8 games and stole 4 bases, giving them a glimpse into the future. And then, as Rob chronicled earlier, he just didn't perform early in the season. When the Nationals visited Florida for the opening game of the year, he was in center field, batting 8th. Good pitch after the knees, 1-2.
Well, for young players too, most pitchers at the major league level throw strikes. They come right at you. When you're down in the minor leagues, swinging at balls all over the place, you don't see that kind of stuff up here. Got to make that adjustment quickly.
Pitcher spot next. Ross Glode waiting, and a 1-2 from Rivera. The Marlins have scored in the first, second, third, and fifth innings tonight. And Rivera trying to keep them from further damage here in the fifth. That would be a good time to do it. And here comes Steve McCaddy to speak with Saul. Guzman, Zimmerman, and Dunn are the do-ups in the bottom of this inning.
Well, I think that's the third time that Bard and Rivera have spoken, so probably Steve McCaddy wants to know what's going on. Why can't you guys get on the same page? It's interesting that on the day off I interviewed Brian Cashman, the general manager of the Yankees, and he said A.J. Burnett and Jorge Posada, they haven't been on the same page a few times, and he goes, that's probably going to happen a few more times. It's just some guys have trouble throwing to each other or the batteries. I mean, Greg Maddux, he didn't like throwing to Javi Lopez in Atlanta.
Well, he wasn't considered a very good catcher, so he would have the Braves backup catcher all those years.
Yep. Paul Baco was his catcher for a while, and I think it was Henry Blanco. No, it was Eddie Perez.
Eddie Perez.
Eddie Perez was his personal catcher.
Baker's at second after his RBI single. Uggla walked. The inning started with a double by Hanley Ramirez, and the Marlins lead 7-5. Ball hit his bat as he tried to duck away.
Yeah, that was a preservation swing. That ball was coming in on him pretty hard. I think he swung to defend himself. may not always agree with the catcher, what he's putting down, but you always have to have respect for them. They do their homework. They work hard to know the hitters. They're not trying to make you throw a bad pitch.
And a bouncer that Zimmerman will charge. He's always perfect on the run. And the Nats are out of the inning, limiting the Marlins to 1 halfway through the game. Who knows what the final score of this one's going to be, but good do-ups for the Nats in a 2-run game.
Middle of the order with 2 outs. We put Sean West out of the ball game. Started off with Zimmerman's triple. And Adam Dunn came up. He added a single where Sean West did not cover his position. And then the hammer from Alabama. Josh Willingham ended Sean West's night and puts the Nationals back to 6-5. Victoria Rivera gave up 1 run, so now it is 7-5, Bob. And the middle of the order coming up again after Christian Guzman.
And that huge sigh of relief we heard tonight was emanating from the northwest corner of the state of Alabama, a little town called Florence, whose hopes and dreams ride with every Josh Willingham at bat. It's been a tough week for Josh and the family and the town, and they have to be rejoicing about that swing. That was overdue. So here's Guzman, 0 for 2 with a pair of grounders. Second inning of work for Burt Badenhop. Bronson Arroyo pitching well. They're in the 5th inning at Atlanta. Reds lead the Braves 1-0. Arroyo and Derek Lowe in that one.
I think some teams missed the boat on Arroyo. He's been throwing the ball very well in the second half of the season. He pitched against us, pitched a gem.
Yes,
he would have been a nice addition to a playoff contending team.
That'll put some brutal honesty in your clubhouse. And Ramirez on a backhand play throws it high, but Nick Johnson pulls it down.
Thursday, September 10th, Bob, is 9/11 Remembrance Night at Nationals Park. All active military, police officers, EMT, and firefighters with a valid ID can purchase 2 tickets for the price of 1, or purchase 1 ticket at 50% off for the September 10th game. Tickets must be purchased at Nationals Park box office on September 10th.
Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 2 with an opposite field triple. Ryan scored his 95th run after collecting his 154th hit. Reno. Now the count's full. Good at bat by Ryan. Didn't go leaning out or reaching on a pitch off the plate. He's on for the second time tonight. And he also knows with Adam Dunn coming up how important that is. Second walk issued by the Marlins tonight. Adam Dunn's 2 for 2. A base hit to left. A base hit off Nick Johnson for an RBI. And he's batting up over 280 again with the shift on. But with a man aboard, Ugla plays a lot more shallow this time. He was on the outfield grass last time. Last time when he batted, Zimmerman was on third. So Ugla played out in right field. All they needed was 1 out to get out of the inning. Pitcher didn't cover.
Yeah, you're hoping with this guy that throws a hard, heavy sinker, moving fastball, get a ground ball try for double play.
And by the way, the Marlins do something nobody else does that I've seen. They leave Hanley Ramirez at short, and they take the third baseman Cantu and put him in that spot right behind the umpire.
Well, and Hanley's very athletic and has amazing range. So Cantu's more of a first baseman, third baseman, right behind second base kind of guy.
Yeah, and if they got a ground ball to the right side, turn the double play a lot easier. No chance at either thing right there. And Adam Dunn's going to get a couple of balls off different fielders tonight and have a 3 for 3 night. Hit the ball sharply on the ground. Good things happen.
Well, his bat is obliterated off the end. You see him swinging around and it comes in half. May have messed up Baden Hop. Watch this. Right around and boom. Comes right around the back end of his swing. I think it went off the head of Baker, by the way.
It looked like it got his helmet.
That absolutely scares the wits out of me.
Baker still picking up splinters from the bat.
Watch this, people. This is just very dangerous. He snaps the bat off, comes around the shard, which is mostly bat and razor sharp wood, hits off his helmet.
Here's Willingham. The tying runs at first in a 7-5 game. A pretty good fastball up and away. Very top of the strike zone. So Joshua Ottigan, number 22. His next RBI will be 60. Willingham only played in 102 games for the Marlins last year before a lower back strain got him, and he missed 50 ball games. Hit 15 homers, drove in 51. Fastball up, right side. Nick Johnson drops it. Nick Johnson might have been thinking about starting a double play. Maybe hurried, and then they got nobody out. That should go down as his 11th error of the year.
Looked like Josh was trying to go that way. Nick Johnson, trouble getting it out of his glove right here, trying to make the transfer. Drops it. Right here. Great X mode, gentlemen. Trying to make the quick transfer, trying to turn a double play. So instead of just getting the sure out at second, nada. Everybody's safe.
And 10 days ago, Elijah Dukes was up in a situation like this in Chicago. It was the marquee hit of his .423 batting average road trip. A grand slam, and he's up with the bases loaded here, 1 out. And of utmost importance is getting Zimmerman home from third. Remember how he went out and got that pitch in Chicago and then jacked it to left center?
Bang! Full extension. He's got some quick hands.
Marlins at double play depth. Fastball. He saw that bat go flying right out of his hands, holding the handle still, and a foul ball.
We got to buy a bat company. If you own a bat company, you're a gazillionaire. I've never seen so many bats broken in 1 year. Watch this thing explode. He gets jammed.
I don't think the future of maple is looking good. For syrup, yes. For bats, no.
You know what, though? There's a lot of our guys use ash, and they're snapping those ash bats off, too. I mean, I know we got some big, strong boys, but come on.
And 2.
That's impressive. Career with the bases juiced, 455.
25 RBIs off those 10 hits.
Come on, Elijah. Smell the RBIs.
To the count. Got him with a frisbee of a breaking ball away. Dukes had a couple of fastballs to work with, hit both of them foul, but couldn't reach that. 2 outs.
Badenhop has a very good sinking fastball. Got in, and then throws that slider 3/4 and below away. It's like a big lefty sweeper from the right side, a righty sweeper.
Josh Bard now will turn around and bat from the left side. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, right-handed tonight. He's at 150 more ABs from this side of the plate. Just past the 9 o'clock hour here in our nation's capital, Nationals Park, on a Friday night. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, and Debbie Taylor, 7-5 Marlins. They led 4-0. The Nats have come battling back. Roberto Clemente uniforms on display all over the ballpark tonight. 0-1 to Josh Bard. And the tapper goes foul. The Nats have scored all 5 of their runs tonight with 2 out. Target in. And if he's trying to set up something away, that was a real good pitch. A lot of room up the middle here. Wow. 2-2.
I'm Dan Ugla right now. I'm kind of ticked.
And Badenhop showing some disappointed body English.
Yeah, Northrop Grumman right here. This is a pretty good pitch on the inside corner of the box. Northrop Grumman, we all agree that was a good pitch.
Well, they've already given the Nats 4 outs.
Nope.
Why not 4 strikes? And he hits a well foul.
Come on, Josh.
With 1 out, Zimmerman walked. Dunn had a hit off the pitcher. And then Willingham hit the ground ball the opposite way that Nick Johnson dropped. And then Duke struck out. So Adam Dunn's the tying run at second base in a 7-5 game. Nationals trying to get Garrett Mock off the hook here. That's ball 3 on a changeup. Tyler Clippard, there's a possibility this inning could get down to Saul Rivera's spot. A pitch of decision for the Marlins here. Have to throw a strike. You're up by 2. You don't want to walk in alone. What will he throw? Sinking fastball. Bard, well placed, but the pitcher's covering and out at first. The Nats strand 3. They've left 5 on the night, and it remains 7-5.
A very welcome day off. They came back. They're ready to play some more ball the rest of the way, and they're going out there swinging. And right now we're already into their bullpen. They're into ours, and this is the kind of baseball game you would love on a Friday night. And like you said, we battled the Marlins like this. They've swept us 3 times. We've swept them 1 time. Hopefully we can, this is the start, hopefully win this game and sweep the Marlins again. So will Rivera, though, as you said, you know, a while back he did this a couple of times in a homestand and got us some wins, and that's how you win some ball games. Your bullpen keeps the other team at bay long enough for you to come back and win the ball game.
Marlins with a busy box tonight. 7 runs on 9 hits. 7-9-1 Marlins, 5-8-0 Nats. Top of the 6th inning. And Badenhop pitching pretty well. He's put a couple of zeros up there. He's made big pitches when he's had to. Oh for 9 with an RBI as a hitter this year.
Hello, Clippard.
And right to Adam. Adam Dunn soaking up everything over at first base tonight. Top of the order now, Coughlin and Coghlan, and Johnson. It's 3 straight for Rivera, who had a jam of his own to deal with in the 5th inning. He's due to bat second for the Nats in the bottom of the 6th, so this will be it for him. And he will have done, if he gets out of this inning, a solid job of at least getting the Marlins under control. They scored 6 runs on 7 hits in the first 3 innings. This Coghlan kid's really something. 2 for 4 tonight. He's now 22 for 50, batting .440 during his 12-game hitting streak.
but when we saw him the last time, everything this kid hits, he hits on a line. Look at that, head down, beautiful swing. Not going to compare him to Todd Helton, but he's got a very similar sweet swing like Helton.
From Palm Harbor, Florida, and they took him in the compensation round in '06 out of Ole Miss. You know, but he's hit everywhere he's been. You look at his averages: 298, 325, 298, 344 at New Orleans this year when they called him up. There's Nick Johnson, 1 for 3 with an opposite field RBI single. He gets jammed and gets another base hit. Scampering to third, Coughlin.
Got it.
First and third, 1 out. The hits keep on coming for the Marlins. Their top 3 hitters have 6 base hits tonight.
Well, maybe Sowell's running out of gas, and plus he's going through their lineup for the second time. See this fight right here. Breaks the bat off on the inner half. I mean, look at how far up the label it is. And Nick fights it off, gets it in there right in front of Elijah. Now, got a lot of pain with Ramirez and Cantu coming up here.
Hanley Ramirez, with Berkman warming up now, has only hit into 7 double plays this year. He gets the ball into right field. That'll easily be deep enough to score Coughlin. Gooch throws in behind the runner at first, and the Marlins pick up another run. It's 8-5. This is what you call chipping away when you have the lead.
Well, it's adding to the lead, padding the lead, whatever you want to call it. Great job of hitting by Hanley Ramirez.
Second RBI tonight and his 88th.
When you do unselfish things at this level, it comes back to you. And if you don't try to kill everything or hit everything for a home run, sometimes you just put it in play. 89-mile-an-hour fastball, hit the other way, you get an RBI.
Cantu takes one low. He has scored twice tonight. A 2-run homer, a walk in front of a Baker home run. That ball was hanging down the line. Johnson turns, goes to third. The throw into second. Well thrown by Josh Willingham. And first and third again. 2 outs now. And John Baker coming up. So it's become a less than excellent outing by Saul Rivera here, giving up 3 hits in this inning.
45 pitches for Saul Rivera here.
Getting 8 outs. It took Garrett Mott 81 pitches to get 9 outs. So this Marlin team has been hitting well all night. 12 hits, and the game's in the 6th inning. Up the middle. There's another run. It's 9-5. This is kind of typical of the national season, though. They've had pretty decent pitching, over the last 6 games and couldn't hit a lick. And tonight, 5 runs on 8 hits in 5 innings, and their staff can't get anybody out. Jim Riggleman to the mound. That's the end of the line for Saul Rivera, with the pitcher spot coming up second. In the bottom of the 6th, Bergman gets the call with powerful Dan Uggla coming up.
During the month of September, students with a valid ID may purchase a ticket priced at $10 or more for all Monday through Thursday games. Offer is only available at the box office day of game. Check out the Fan Value Corner at nationals.com or call 202-675-NATS for details.
Jason Bergman. First pitch breaking ball. That was his big breaking ball, and Josh Bart's going to pay a visit. Now, wouldn't you call that throwing your out pitch on the first pitch?
Yes, I would. And I don't understand. I know that Uggla is a fastball hitter, but you throw 93 to 95 miles an hour.
Uggla with a base hit, a walk tonight. And leaving the count, Bergman keeping the ball away from Uggla. Bad average, but pretty good production for the all or nothing at times hitter, Dan Uggla. Fastball low and inside. Pitch up and in, strikes out. 94 on a high tight fastball. The Marlins pick up 2 more runs on 4 hits, and they lead up by 4 again. Artwork and the hammer. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Marlins 9, Nationals 5. Gonzalez on deck, Morse for the pitcher, and then Maxwell for Washington, bottom 6. That's their rally dance. Alberto 1 for 2 with a 2-run triple. 3rd inning for Badenhop. The Nats box score will go scrolling by. 5 runs on 8 hits. 3 of the hits by Adam Dunn with an RBI, a homer from Willingham. Fastball, he's got some good swing back action on that thing. The count's 1-1. Badenhop, born in Atlanta, lives in Perrysburg, Ohio. Pitched at Bowling Green State University. And that's easy for Hanley Ramirez, first out. Bottom 6. Next up will be Mike Morse. Hey, Sosa coming up one of his worst outings of the year in San Diego. He'll be hunting home plate when he gets in tonight. And 27-year-old Mike Morse will step in. As a Nat, he's 2 for 11 in 9 games. Big strong guy goes up and swings at that breaking ball. They list him at 6'5", 230. He's from the Marlins neighborhood, Fort Lauderdale, lives in Plantation. He played only 5 games last year after shoulder reconstruction surgery.
This guy can hit, though. I watch him in the cage. He crushes the ball all over the place. He just needs to get, you know, and I said this about Juan Rivera with the Angels for years. Give the guy 500 at-bats, see what he can do. And I know you can't just give away at-bats at this level, but there's a way you can work some of these players in. This kid's got a lot of skills.
0-2.
It's a pretty good pitch.
Yes, that is.
Wow.
It was a strike for a while.
This is an excellent 0-2 pitch right there. Middle of the plate out. Morse laid off of it very nicely. Ooh, then he comes back with like a fork sinker piece. This kid's got some junk.
I remember that fork sinker piece.
When you have that kind of whip action, like a Jimenez or Badenhop. Badenhop doesn't throw as hard as Ubaldo Jimenez of the Rockies. Your ball just naturally moves, and it's difficult for hitters to square this guy up.
Morris has 3 major league home runs. He had 90 hits and 300 at bats in parts of 4 years with the Mariners. Our souvenir finder gets another. Catch a ball, you get on camera. Watch on. Front door breaking ball, and Morris hits it a ton to center. Not far enough. That ball just in on the trademark enough. That's an indication of his strength. And Justin Maxwell. Let's go back to that game in 07. Pitch hit grand slam, Justin Maxwell. And that baby was heading upper deck. He hit it way back there over the scoreboard. Hard to believe that was 1 week short of 2 years ago. He had 15 games with 26 at bats that year. That was his 3rd major league at bat when he hit that ball off Chris Seddon. And he hit .269 for the Nats with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And he gets unlucky on a good stab by the pitcher. 6 innings in the scorebook. The Nats haven't scored since the 3rd, and the Marlins lead 9-5.
Team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and collectibles. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop thenationals.com shop.
Jorge Sosa, his last appearance in San Diego on Wednesday. 1 inning, no runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Nobody could make any contact off him, but he couldn't find home plate for quite a while. And to get out of that inning without any runs scored, the Nats need zeros on the board here down the stretch. Ross Mabin, and then a pinch hitter most likely for Badenbaum at the top of the 7th. Did we find another souvenir? Those look like the right ones. Nats nemesis Cody Ross 0 for 3 today. 2 fly balls to right, a line out to the shortstop. See what he can do on 0-2 to put a hitter away. It's a hard slider, low and away. You can ask about the Nats at NationSports.com. We're always pleased to hear from you with your Nationals and baseball questions.
Can't they ask us anything?
Well, they can ask you about pop culture.
Okay.
Because I'm lost there.
I know you're a sandbagger when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, you know.
You know your 80s music.
And 70s and 60s. No, I think it stopped in 72. With a few exceptions. There was a sameness that kicked in about that time. A good fastball up and away. And Ross couldn't do anything with it.
Kiko Calero.
When healthy, done a good job for this. And a ball popped up out into center. Justin Maxwell flapping that glove, 1 out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. If you do, Bob and I will come by your house.
Do not disseminate.
Do not disseminate this game.
And here's Cameron Maybin, 1 for 3 with a triple. Slider, he tried to bunt it. Zimmerman was charging. Strike 1.
Now, as well as this young man's hit the ball tonight, that would actually be a blessing if he made contact there.
Sosa throwing strikes. 2 hopper. Guzman. 2 outs. The pitch hitter will be Andy Gonzalez for Burke Badenhop, who really did a good job for the Marlins. He had some base runners, but Badenhop goes 3 scoreless innings, only 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, and he's in line for the win with their starter only going 3.
Well, you said someone out of the bullpen is going to get the win, but this game is a long way from over.
It certainly is. Andy Gonzalez is 27-year-olds from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. Marlins signed him as a minor league free agent after he hit .242 at AAA Buffalo last year. Mets are in Buffalo now.
Are they still the Buffalo Bisons?
Check on them. There was some speculation the Mets would try to grab Syracuse, but the Nats got there. The Mets had New Orleans, so did the Nats, and now the Marlins have New Orleans. Hard to keep track of the minor league teams sometimes, the way the franchises move around from organization one to another.
I'll give you a little trivia, or just a little story. Trevor Hoffman, when he was in the minor leagues going through Buffalo, met a girl up there. She was a Buffalo Bills cheerleader. And during the Super Bowl, Trevor proposed to her during one of their little cheerleading sessions from the stands at the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Been together ever since.
That'll get your pom-poms waving. 2-2, Sosa to Gonzalez. With the dangerous Chris Coughlin on deck in the top of the 7th. And that's, by the way, after we bring you God Bless America on this Roberto Clemente night. We'll have Guzman, Zimmerman, and Dunn due up. Another one to short. Guzman has it. Sosa gets a very quick 1-2-3, top of the 7th. And we are celebrating Roberto Clemente night here at the ballpark, celebrating the life, the career, the legacy of the great number 21. Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. And by McDonald's. Feeling thirsty? Try a refreshing 32-ounce Mickey D sweet tea. I'm loving it at participating McDonald's.
If you're just joining us, welcome. Nationals right now are trailing the Florida Marlins 9-5, and this is just a game summary. Hanley Ramirez back in form after 0 for 14, 2 for 3 tonight. John Baker of Florida, 3 for 4. Also doing the catching, and Adam Dunn, 3 for 3, a couple of runs, and playing some great first base. Christian Guzman leads it off for the Nationals here. And Kiko Calero is now on to do the pitching for the Florida Marlins. You see his season record. 57 games, in ERA in the 2s is excellent. There you see how valuable he's been. 32 hits in 50 innings, 22 walks. That is throwing strikes and getting outs out of the bullpen.
Christian Guzman, first pitch swinging, bottom 7. Hitless night for Guzman, who's 0 for his last 9 over 4 games. You might say the Nats shortstop with the bat's really been running hot and cold lately. That ball game in Atlanta now in the bottom of the 8th. Reds 3, Braves 1. The Marlins could be alone in 3rd place in the wild card race tonight. The other team, the Marlins, are chasing the Giants down 2-0 in the 5th inning at Milwaukee. So this is shaping up as a nice evening for them.
Well, beat Barry Zito, though, doing a nice job again. He's been pitching well.
And then Colorado, the front runner, they're at home tonight against Dan Herron, and they're leading 1-0 2nd inning at Coors Field.
I wonder if we could wrestle Dan Herron away from the D-backs.
I doubt it. Well, you never know. I mean, that's a ball club that hasn't fulfilled its expectations. Guzman's gone. Right on the inner half.
Kiko Calero, fastballs, changeups, and he comes back with a moving fastball that starts at the hip of Christian Guzman and freezes him. Gets a backward K.
Ryan Zimmerman with a triple, a run scored in a walk. The Nats table setters, Maxwell and Guzman, are 1 for 8 tonight. We all had what you would call really mixed emotions when we came in the clubhouse in Chicago after the win last Thursday. The Nats had won 2 out of 3 of the Cubs, and when we saw Nyjer Morgan, it was hard not to feel a bad sense of foreboding. And since then, the Nats have not gotten on base. They haven't scored a lot of runs at the top of the order, and they are winless.
They have scored 5 runs tonight. Most of the time, that should be enough to win ball games.
But not one of those runs scored by either the first or second hitters. So right now, it's kind of dependent on Zimmerman, Dunn, Willingham, and Dukes.
Well, Halladay beating up on Jabba Chamberlain in that Toronto Yankees game. 6-0. Your old friend Jeff Suppan getting the better of Barry Zito.
Halladay after his 14th win. Zimmerman has one zipped right by his shoulder. The count's 2-2.
No, that'll make this straighten up and fly right. You know, our Ryan Zimmerman's a little bit of a diver. Kiko Calero does not want him to hit another triple to right field off the Geico sign.
And by the way, maybe the National League isn't as easy a league to pitch in as one national newspaper would lead you to believe. Cliff Lee trails 7-0 at Houston tonight. I mean, 2 starts ago, they were making it sound like he had come over to some semi-pro league to pitch. Zimmerman takes a fastball right down the middle and walks away. 2 outs.
Same pitch that he just struck Christian Guzman out with.
Evidently some guys are up there guessing and they're forgetting about the number 1.
The old numero uno right here, the moving 2-seam fastball. Kiko starts it over at the lefty's batter's box and just tails it right down Broadway.
I mean, that's about as center of the strike zone as you could possibly get. And here's Dunn, 3 for 3. He's up with 2 outs and the bases empty. Adam now hitting .282. Still 35 points above his career average.
Ooh, nice front door changeup right there by Kiko.
By the way, the Phillies started the night 8.5 up on Atlanta and Florida.
Well, remember, give the advanced scouts a lot of credit in the last couple of Cliff Lee's starts. I'm sure he's being heavily scouted by every team, but especially the contending teams. And the Astros, they're not slouches over there. They got a pretty good team,
especially in that ballpark.
Yeah. Hunter Pence had a couple of hits. Carlos Lee had a couple of hits. Even the pitcher, Wandy Rodriguez, had a hit and a couple of RBI in that game.
And a 1-2 to Dunn. That just missed. Side door breaking ball.
We talk about Garrett Mock. Cliff Lee threw 74 pitches to get 9 outs.
Change up. Counts full, 3-2. Now the Nats need Dunn aboard for Josh Willingham. That'll be a 2-out walk. And Adam Dunn walks for the 102nd time this year. He's been on base 4 times in a row, and the Hammer will have a chance here in the 7th inning.
Please, Hammer, hurt them. We should start playing some MC Hammer when the Hammer comes up.
Josh 1 for 3 with his 22nd homer of the year. RBIs of 58 and 59. Nico Calero gets a strike with that breaking ball.
So we had a thing in Cincinnati that the rookies, when you won a ball game, had to play a song. It was pretty much the team song all year. I had to hear "Can't Touch This" 99 times.
Oh my.
In 1990. Hal Morris at the time was our rookie that, coming out of spring training, I don't know why he picked that song.
I just can't see Rob Dibble doing da 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 da.
Can't touch this.
I can see it once maybe.
Well, you know, I'm not the dancer either. The big parachute pants.
0-2 to Willingham.
Just to show you what a small world it is, 94, Deion Sanders joins the Reds' best friend and actually agent MC Hammer. MC Hammer comes out, take batting practice. It's just like my whole world was like, what is going on? Like one of those Seinfeld episodes.
On a big breaking ball, Willingham just strokes it into center.
And get it. Go.
Adam Dunn's going to third. You talk about an easy swing to make contact. That's exactly what Willingham did, and he's 2 for 4 tonight. Nats have runners at the corners for Elijah Dukes.
All right, Elijah. Time to put us back in the game right here. A hanging breaking ball by Kiko Calero. One of the first mistakes he's made in this inning. Cameron Maben tries to make a super duper play right here, and there's no need to when you're up 4 runs. You want to 2 outs, play this single into a single, not let Adam Dunn go all the way to third base.
Pitching coach Mark Wiley with a visit, former teammates Willingham and Johnson, and it'll be up to Elijah Dukes. Elijah was up last time. This might be the defining moment of the game for the Nationals. The last time he batted, bases loaded, 1 out, and at that time it was a close ball game and he struck out. The Nats didn't score, then the Marlins tacked on a couple. So here he is again, 2 on, 2 out in a 4-run game.
Ooh, come on, go to right field with that.
Yeah, you can't pull that.
Nope. Step in and smoke the daylights out of it.
That's a swing, strike 2. Takes that breaking ball, throws it out a little further. This all started with 2 outs. As mentioned earlier tonight, all 5 Washington runs have scored with 2 out. If you don't swing, it is a ball, but that sure was close.
It's still a fishing expedition, and this is a beautiful pitch by Kiko Calero. Middle of the plate out. Didn't get the call. They're saying the same thing we are. Where was that pitch?
Tim Wood, Dan Meyer. The lefty Meyer's done some closing for them this year. And a 2-2 to Dukes. He takes another one, identical, ball 3.
Talk about patience.
He might throw another one.
Well, I would.
John Baker trying to frame it.
Whatever you throw 2-2, you would throw 3-2. I mean, you're still not going to give in and throw him a fastball. Unless you're crazy, of course. Which we're hoping for.
Runner going at first. That ball hangs up and in. The bases are loaded. And Kiko Calero has exhibited every kind of breaking ball known to a right-hander. Josh Bard steps up. And he bounced out after the Duke strikeout back in the 5th with the bases loaded. So at third is Dunn, who walked. Willingham, the base hit to center. And then Dukes, who walked, comprising our base bunch. Bardo for 3, 2 strikeouts, and that grounder tonight. Ball 1.
Now Kiko Calero is up to 30 pitches in this inning.
That's a high strike, and the count's even 1-1. One team 400, the other 250 in situations like this. Yeah, if you have enough guys on base, 2 for 8 will win you some ball games. Just like last time, though, they play Ramirez shaded up the middle, Ugla in a strict pull position, Ron Vallone warming for the Florida 8th, and a 1-1 count to Josh Bard. That's an off-speed pitch. 2-1. Alberto Gonzalez next. Or they could go with Willie Harris or Pete Orr against a right-hander. But as we showed you, the Marlins have the lefty Meyer working. Umpire fouls it away to even the count 2-2. This all started with 2 outs. Full count, Adam Dunn walked. Full count, Willingham singled up the middle. Elijah Dukes, full count, walked. $16,364 paid tonight. And 2-2 coming. Bard holds up. Oh, the third base umpire, Greg Gibson's going to punch it out. And the Nationals leave the bases loaded again. They've stranded 8 runners tonight. Looks like the bat did go far enough.
Great versus Josh Johnson, current Marlin great. Johnson 13-4 with a 3 ERA. Levon 7-9 with a 5, but has pitched a couple of great games for the Nationals. Josh Johnson 4-0 career against the Nationals. Levon 13-7 versus the Florida Marlins. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Nats Extra, hosted by Byron Kerr and the Silver Fox, Ray Knight.
Yeah, good to see Ray back.
It is. Glad they paroled him finally. I'm just kidding. I don't want all the Twitter heat. What, parole?
Can't you tell us?
We didn't even know Ray was in prison. It's a long story.
Chris Coughlin. You done with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Leading off here in the top of the 8th, he's 2 for 4. He scored 2 runs. He has really been a great leadoff guy for the Marlins. Just for the sake of numbers, Emilio Bonifacio hitting .252 with a .303 on base average. So he was not the answer for them. And now Sosa goes 3-0 on Coughlin after throwing strikes, getting a routine fly ball and 2 grounders in the 8th. The Marlins are trying to beat the Nationals for the 10th time in 13 games. 4-pitch walk.
Coors Light Freeze Cam. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Earlier in the ball game, Josh Willingham with runners on first and second hits a ball with 1 out to Nick Johnson, former Nationals. He had plenty of time to field this, get at least 1 out. Comes up, thinks he's got an easy double play, or at least 1 up. I forgot something. There's your Coors Light Freeze Cam on Nicholas Nickleby.
Would that be not looking the ball into your glove there?
Yeah, you always want to make sure you got the transfer before you throw the ball. But he was so excited. He had so much time. He knew Adam Dunn, not the quickest runner, probably get a double play out of this, and he got nothing.
What Nick does have are 2 hits, his 52nd RBI. This is only his 15th game with the Marlins. He just came off the DL with a right hamstring pull.
Well, we knew the Marlins were getting an excellent hitter, excellent on-base percentage guy.
Nick says it is a little different living in Florida. He's not only hitting in front of Hanley Ramirez, but he said when he wakes up every morning he sees water. Not what the guy from Sacramento is used to, who of course has been living in this town for the last 4 years during the summer. And a fastball on 0-2 way up high.
I didn't know we were that far away from the water.
I'm talking the big water.
Yeah, the big ocean.
The large expanse right along the beach there. Hard throwing right-hander Matt Lindstrom, 14 saves. Leo Nunez has 17. The aforementioned left-hander Dan Meyer has 2.
Well, Leo Nunez finally figured it out this year.
Nick has number 20 on. Pete Orr's wearing his old 24 here. Cameron Maybin had 24 in Florida, even though he was in the minor leagues when Nick came over. Now Sosa went to 0-2. Now it's 3-2. So he's doing what he did in his outing in San Diego on Wednesday.
Well, he's trying to pitch away from contact, and you can't do that at this level. You can try, as you might, but
with the runner going, a bouncer right side. Dunn can't get it. Nicely played though by Gonzalez, and then having to fly wide open to throw the ball over to Sosa for the first out.
There you go, Jorge. Let your defense help you out of a jam.
Yeah, and you might get the put out.
Guys have been doing it 130 years, letting the defense help. Just gets by Adam Dunn for the first time tonight, but Alberto Gonzalez, great range right there. Sosa covering first. And you brought up a great point a while back. I mean, you don't need a great fastball to get to the major leagues. What you do need is to be able to throw strikes. And you just got to work ahead, and then you get to the secondary pitches.
They're going to walk Ramirez and set up the double play with Cantu. Tyler Clippard up for the second time today. And a league note in a ball game not involving our division or the playoff race. Albert Pujols hit his 43rd homer of the year at Pittsburgh tonight. Major league leader Mark Reynolds starts tonight with 40. The only 2 guys at that level. Carlos Pena of Tampa Bay, the next time he hits one, he will have 40.
Whoa, White Sox putting a beat down on the Red Sox. 12-1 in the 5th.
Yes, they are. And that was a Paul Bird start against Garcia tonight. Verizon Fios presents Nats Extra Post Game with Byron Kerr and Ray Knight. Adam is getting it done defensively. He's also been on base 4 times. A big time struggle for Garrett Mock. 81 pitches in 3 innings. And he gave up 6. Levon and Josh Johnson tomorrow.
Little inadvertent contact there. Cantu in the backswing smoked Josh Bard in the mask. And Knight comes out and goes, "You okay?"
Cantu tonight, a 2-run homer, a walk, a single, and 2 runs scored. Only time the Nats got him out, Adam Dunn robbed him of a hit. Let's watch that backswing. Just warming up. Bang.
Oh. Hello. How do you do?
He is deep in the box. You know, we talk about guys, and there are some who obliterate the back line of the box and go well beyond it. We're always talking about where their foot should be. We don't really always take that another step and think about the hazard it can be to the catcher.
And what Bob's talking about is right there. He's gone probably beyond the back line.
His heel's out of that box.
But a lot of players are wiping that box out of there to get back.
And it's something that's never enforced anymore.
No, only when Carl Everett's in there. He's not around anymore. Jorge Padilla on our team the other day in San Diego was a good 6 inches behind that line. So he's going to have to watch that. There's Jorge.
Got his batting gloves on.
Oh, yeah, he's another good looking young guy. I mean, we've got some talent.
That's going to be a called strike. Cantu's gone. Sometimes Brian Knight has called it tonight. Sometimes he hasn't.
1-2 pitch.
That's a slider. It's got back in enough. Maybe a cutter. Here comes Riggleman. So Sosa will go an inning and 2/3. He'll give up 2 walks, no hits. And that was his first strikeout a moment ago. The Nats bringing in a right-hander to replace a right-hander. Clippard against Baker.
And he told me it's an honor that's very important to him.
Playing baseball just gives you the opportunity to do a lot of cool stuff with the community, and I mean, it's just a great opportunity, and I just take advantage of anything that anybody throws my way, because we have a great life, and you gotta stay humble. You know, you gotta stay grounded. So the things I do for the community just helps me out, and I'm very, very grateful for the spot I'm in.
So John Lannon carrying on the legacy of Roberto Clemente, and fans should log on to Chevy.com/Clemente and vote for John. Bob?
Thank you, Debbie Taylor. John Baker on a Clippard changeup, missing it by a mile. Baker, the hitting star for Florida tonight, 3 for 4, a homer, 2 singles and 4 runs batted in. Tyler Clippard had a tough outing in San Diego on Tuesday, giving up a couple of walks, a hit and a run in the 8th inning of a 4-1 loss. Trying to right himself here and keep this a 4-run game.
That was some cheese by Mr. John Baker. Tyler Clippard challenging him.
Looked pretty hard after that changeup, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Too high. Got to try to spot that fastball. He's been doing a good job when he does walk the ladder up. Try to put it about chest high and make it appetizing for the hitter.
The Reds, by the way, won that game at Atlanta tonight, 3-1. That ball jacked to right. And Dukes is back to grab it. He froze in his tracks and then got back in a hurry. 2 stranded. The Marlins have left 8, so have the Nats. 9-5, bottom of the 8th coming.
Bottom of the 8th inning. The Potomac Nationals invite you to join the party for a Saturday fireworks extravaganza tomorrow night at Pfitzner Stadium. It's also Family Fun Fest night with a free pre-game carnival that starts at 3:30 p.m. and runs until game time. After the best fireworks show in the area, kids will get to run the bases, and as always, tickets start at just $8. For more information, call 703-590-2311 or log on to PotomacNationals.com.
Marlins will shift their defense a little bit. Nick Johnson out of the game. Jorge Cantu goes to first. That puts a new pitcher into the ball game, Matt Lindstrom. And it's basically a double switch as they have a new third baseman as well. Alberto Gonzalez leads off, bottom 8, and that's high and tight.
As you hear the pop, that's some high octane gas there at 96.
He was supposed to be their closer. There's Pete Orr to hit the number 9 spot. What exactly happened to Matt Lindstrom?
Hurt his shoulder in the WBC, and then he hurt it again.
Pete will be back, we promise. Oh, they're going to replace him now. drive to right field. That's the swing we have been waiting for from Alberto Gonzalez. And now Pete Orr, after going back in the dugout, comes out again, and now he's been called back. I think what they're going to do, Willie Harris is going to bat for the pitcher, and then Pete Orr is going to bat for Maxwell.
Well, there you saw the short, quick swing of Alberto Gonzalez. He's very capable of being a line drive slasher.
Yeah.
And I think he's talented enough to be a 280 to 300 type hitter. Just got to get that out of his mind that he's going to hit 15, 20 home runs a year at this level. It's not going to happen.
You know what?
Unless you want to strike out 160 times.
You got to hit 2 before you can hit 15, and he hasn't hit 2. So the Nats will go lefty-lefty here with Harris and Orr. The next 2 batters down by 4. Willie is a pinch hitter this year, 5 for 23 with a pinch hit home run.
Wow. Did you see the movement on that ball? A 95-mile-an-hour two-seam sinker.
And at this stage of a ball game, Rob, pinch hitters will tell you you want to swing at the first good pitch you see, because you're facing really good pitchers at this stage of a game. If they get you 0-2, look at that thing turn over.
I'm telling you, that was nasty right there. Oh, and then he pulls the string on a changeup.
86.
Well, and the thing I used to talk to the pinch hitters about, Joel Youngbloods, Dave Collins, the Ken Griffey seniors, they're sitting around all day. You know, they're just waiting and hoping for this one at bat, and they do get that at bat, and you know, they're not going to be as quick as a guy that's had 4 at bats. So you do them a favor if you hang a breaking ball to a pinch hitter.
Willie Harris is going to hang one into right center. The Nationals have 2 on, nobody out. They've had that comeback touch against the Marlins this year. And now it'll be Pete Orr's turn.
This is a hanging breaking ball right here. 97 miles an hour on that curveball. It's a fastball. But he gets enough of it. Even though it jams him, he's able to put it out there. And we've talked about our guys with that. You know, if you're going to place an 0-2 pitch somewhere, either put it way in or down way away from a guy. Give Willie a lot of credit for battling that ball. But most guys would rather hit a guy that throws 95 than a guy like Jamie Moyer, who turns it over and throws a lot of off-speed stuff.
Here's Pete Orr, who really came alive on the road trip. Pete hasn't had a pinch hitting appearance yet, but as a starter, starting in St. Louis a week ago tonight, 8 for 21 with 2 RBIs. Very good speed from the left side of that batter's box. .95 miles an hour, low and away. Half swing. They'll have to hurry for 2, and no way with Pete Orr running. It'll be first and third with 1 out on a 1-6.
Kind of a half swing by Pete Orr. Kind of the excuse me swing. I thought something else was coming, and quickly gets down the first baseline to at least break up the double play.
Here's Guzman 0 for 4 tonight.
Oh, we could really use a double right here by Christian.
we're looking for good pitching tomorrow night. That's extra. 6:30 with Byron and Ray, Levon Hernandez, and Josh Johnson. To Guzman. Ball high. Mike McDougal, that was like the new left-hander back there, Victor Garate.
Well, that was the guy that Mike Rizzo really wanted in the Belliard trade.
Ooh.
They were able to get him after the fact.
And that's,
well, when you're sitting on 97 and a guy drops this in there, Bob, that'll lock you up. And you saw that Christian kind of moved and didn't offer to swing at it.
Swings at that one and pops it up. Short center field, Ugla, and then he's called off by Cameron Maben. They played it perfectly. 2 outs. Christian Guzman is 0 for his last 11. Well, this is the possible last gasp offensively for the Nats. 2 men aboard, 4-run game. Zimmerman in there. Dunn on deck. And they continue to warm up their left-hander Meyer for Adam Dunn, who's next. In fact, Reniel Pinto has now replaced Meyer in the Florida bullpen. They're 2 lefties. Zimmerman's not about to let another fastball go down the middle. Ryan tonight, a triple, a run, a walk. Alberto Gonzalez led this inning off with a base hit after a Willie Harris pinch hit. Pete Orr at first on the fielder's choice grounder. Guzman has flight out. And Ryan Zimmerman now has to battle through an 0-2 count. Up the middle. Near the bag, Ugla. Dangerous throw. And one scores. It's 9-6. And Adam Dunn will be the tying run in the batter's box.
That's going to be it for Mr. Lindstrom. Bring in Oscar Meyer.
RBI hit for Zimmerman, his 91st run batted in.
It's a hard fastball right down Broadway. Zim takes it back up the middle. Dan Ugla trying to make a great play. Cannot backhand it. Gonzalez scores easily.
The Nationals still alive. Reniel Pinto against Adam Dunn. Lefty-lefty matchup ahead. when Zimmerman, Dunn, and Willingham, Rob, back-to-back-to-back, delivered big hits.
Well, against Sean West, this would be his last half inning of work. 2 outs, all of this happened. Ryan Zimmerman starts it off with a triple. Adam Dunn now gets a hard single, nobody covering first. And then Josh Willingham put the Nationals to within 1 run at 6-5.
Left-hander Reniel Pinto with a 3.12 ERA, 61 games, 51 strikeouts.
And they can just run one guy after another out there that throws in the mid-90s. This guy,
breaking ball for a foul.
Very good stuff, slow breaking stuff, and can throw in the low to mid-90s.
Pinto turned 27 early July. He was part of the Ricky Nolasco deal with Mitre for the Cubs in exchange for Juan Pierre nearly 4 years ago. Oh, 2 to Adam Dunn now, and he has to get contact here. Strike out nearly half the time against this lefty.
Well, Pinto toes the rubber on the first base side, so it almost looks like he's throwing directly at Adam.
And he strikes him out. Freddie Gonzalez got the matchup he wanted. The Nats settle for a run on 3 hits. They've stranded 10 tonight and trail now 9-6. Like we talk about the bullpen a lot. Let's show you the changes. And we'll get to Pete Orr at second base. So he stays in the ball game. That'll push Alberto Gonzalez over to short. And there was a job opening in center field as well. That will be filled by Willie Harris. And the new pitcher will be Mike McDougall as the ball game rolls into the top of the ninth. So the pitcher is batting second on McDougall in his 40th appearance. And Rob, no save opportunities to be seen lately.
No, and it makes it very difficult for Mike McDougall to stay sharp when he's not getting a chance to be in pressure situations.
All right, what do you think about this one, Mr. Relief Pitcher?
Who in the Nats bullpen will contribute the most in 2010? As somebody asks about the Nats. Well, I think McDougall, definitely Clippard, Burnett are definitely guys that are going to be counted on next year. And then I think it's going to be a lot of guys scrambling for those last 4 or 5 jobs. Because And I'm not going by statistics. I'm going by you need guys. If you look across the way at the Marlins bullpen or the Braves bullpen, the Phillies bullpen, if you're going to step up to that level, you can't have guys with 5.5 and 6 ERAs in September in your bullpen. You got to have guys that are a little bit better than that.
But at the same time, you better have a starting staff that can go 6 or 7 on a regular basis.
Well, that's a whole nother problem, and
this
that's
is
another email.
Multifaceted thing that Nats are looking at here.
No, you want guys with very low walks that can appear in a lot of ball games and will pitch to contact at times. You know, you can't try to pitch around contact so much. You're behind in the count all the time.
Well, if you thought Leo Nunez was young looking, you're right. But he did just turn 26. He looks like he's about 18 until you see that heater. That's the face of a young budding star in the Florida bullpen.
I think we check his ID when he gets to the mound. Come on. He's 21.
How old do you have to be a closer?
He'd be 18 if you could throw it over. Be efficient. He did a great job for Soria in Kansas City the last couple of years. He's a good kid, throws well.
They got in for Mike Jacobs when they traded their power hitting first baseman over there.
Their bullpen is definitely one of their strong points on this ball club, besides having an excellent rotation. But
and it's 3-2 to Dan Uggla leading off the ninth against McDougal, a former Kansas City Royal. Uggla tonight, a base hit, a walk, 2 strikeouts. He's 1 for 3. Cody Ross next, and then Cameron Maben. Not even close, leadoff walk. All right, how many innings haven't the Marlins had their leadoff man tonight? How about 2? 7 out of 9 times their leadoff man has been on base. Well, make it 6. I forgot the line out by the pitcher, Badenhop, back in the 6th. So they've had their leadoff man on 2 out of every 3 innings. Seems like the Nats pitchers have been going uphill all night. And here's Cody Ross 0 for 4.
well, you also get this new kid that they're high on, Victor Garate. Is that how you pronounce it? And you'll have Drew Storn coming in. I'm sure you'll have some other guys that are going to be battling for jobs. And, you know, no job is a given job anyway. You'll also see who's available on the free agent market. Billy Wagner's going to be out there.
A Virginia resident.
Yep.
They'll start a few rumors. 1-2 on a fly ball down the right side. And the Marlins could have a profitable evening. They'll gain a game on Atlanta in the wild card race. The Giants trail. Actually, they're tied now, 2-2 in the 6th at Milwaukee. And Colorado's trailing 3-2 at home to Arizona. And a ball out to center. That'll be easy for Willie Harris. 1 out. Cody Ross 0 for 5.
It's too bad they didn't need him to come through with a big hit tonight.
Yeah, it seems like he always does something from an RBI standpoint against the Nationals.
They got 9 runs without him.
Cameron Maben with 1 on, 1 out. Cubs lost their ball game at New York tonight, 6-2. And Alfonso Soriano is now out indefinitely. Cubs started the night 6 games out in the wild card race. They're now 11.5 behind St. Louis. And Alfonso Soriano's left knee has him out what they call indefinitely. At the knees, 1-2. And McDougal overmatches him. That'll be the second out of the inning, and we'll see Wes Helms for the first time.
Maidman has trouble hitting the breaking ball. One of the reasons he was sent back. Very reminiscent of our own Justin Maxwell. I mean, they're so talented, but you have to know the count and know that sometimes you got to take that breaking ball the other way, take it to right field.
33-year-old Wes Helms.
I remember him back with the Braves.
His first year was 98.
Yep. Pretty decent third baseman.
Second tour of duty with the Marlins. They could play first or third.
Yep. You could flip-flop Cantu and you know, Helms.
Well, you know why he's in such good shape. He took up kickboxing in '95. Been doing that a long time. And McDougal looking untouchable. Gets his second K of the inning. The Marlins strand their 9th runner of the night, and the Nats need 3 in the bottom against Nunez. Game, but in all honesty, we'd like to postpone your arrival for a while. Fourth drive of the game, Josh Willingham, a 2-run shot back in the 3rd.
Well, he put the hammer down just like Ford. And the 4th drive of the game goes to the hammer from Alabama, Josh Willingham.
And Nunez hasn't exactly been flawless in the save department. 17 saves, but he's blown 5. And he's a young closer in training here.
Well, and we say the same thing about Carlos Marmol, even Felix Rodriguez. They want to throw 3-4 pitches when it's not necessary. He throws 97, 98 miles an hour. He's got a big lead right now. Does not need to even throw a breaking ball or a changeup, yet they feel the necessity to go out there and show all of their stuff to get 3 outs.
Yeah, why would a closer do that when you might be pitching tomorrow and or Sunday? There's a great fastball in there to Willingham, who's homered and singled. Josh 2 for 4 tonight. Hopefully, on the heels of a 5 for 38, this will be the evening that gets him going. And a slider up and away.
Bob, I ask myself that all the time with some of our relievers. You know, why are you throwing 3 and 4 pitches when you face a guy one time? You only need 3 outs sometimes. You know, you don't even need to get to a changeup. You throw in the mid-90s.
Willingham just to the left of the bag.
You want to come in, get in, and get out. You don't want to have to throw 25, 30 pitches. You want to get your 3 outs and get out of there. And every time we see Frankie Rodriguez come in a game, guy throws 25, 30 pitches just to get 3 outs and get a save. Yeah, it's great to watch, but is it necessary?
Hard sinker.
Yep.
88. Pretty hard sinker by most standards, and probably his BP fastball. And a big first out with Dukes and Bard coming up.
This kid has such a great arm. I wouldn't put it past him to throw an 88-mile-an-hour slider.
.85.
Well, that's a good get-me-over curveball. But you wouldn't just want to keep firing the get-me-over curveballs. Plus the book on Elijah, just like Willingham, you don't want to throw 98 inside on these guys. They can still turn on it.
There's a swing back fastball.
At 97.
Two and two to Dukes. 1 for 2. Pair of walks tonight. Got a good take.
Once again, he threw 97 down the middle, and then his last 2 pitches were 88 in the ground, 87 down and away. And now he runs the count full.
Back to the fastball. And Dukes gets jammed with it. Chris Coughlin showed no interest in challenging that ball. On the fly with a 3-run lead, the Nats have a base runner. And Elijah Dukes is on base 4 times
I just
tonight.
told you he can turn on 97. He throws him 97 on the inner half. One of the more talented young players I've seen around the major leagues in some time. Whenever Elijah puts it together, he's going to be a force.
The Nats need another base runner here. Josh Bard 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And then Gonzalez. The Nats don't have any left-handed bats left, as Jim Riggleman used Harris and Orr in the 8th inning. Now, if they're looking for somebody who has pop, I don't know if he would go to Jesus Flores here. Jesus is available to bat, not to catch. But if you're in a situation where you need a home run at the bottom of the order,
The furthest thing from my mind, Bob, is letting Jesus Flores in a baseball game this next month.
well, he's available.
Well,
He's on the card.
He just got activated, just got cleared from the broken bone in his shoulder. That's your future starting catcher right there.
Good numbers before he got hurt. 1-1 to Josh Bard. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Dukes, as he should, staying home.
What's available?
3 right-handed batters. Jesus hitting .311 with 15 RBIs in 26 games. And he took that foul ball off his shoulder May 9th at Arizona and went on the DL 6 days later.
Well, Nunez is up to 16 pitches so far to register 1 out. And if he lets Bard get on, he's in jeopardy of bringing the tying run to the plate, which is nice for us, but it's pretty stupid for the kid.
2-1. May 9th at Arizona.
Oh.
At first called a strained right shoulder. Then we heard about a deep bruise, and then we're talking something broken. That was close, 3-2. Wow.
Two looks like a backdoor breaking ball. It is, and it just misses. Actually, that's a changeup. 86. This kid's just got a great arm.
3-2 to Bard. Dukes is running, and Bard pops it up. Elijah needs to find the ball and get back, and he does on the foul ball. 2 outs. Now no thought of replacing Gonzalez, since he's not the tying run. The Nats need him to get on base, and then hopefully the lineup gets back around to Willie Harris.
Just like with Matt Lindstrom, Alberto cuts down and just takes this ball up the middle or to the right side. He's got a good chance.
And the Nationals 1 out away from a 7-game losing streak. Right down the middle from Nunez. Gonzalez a 2-for-4 night. First multi-hit game he's had in a while. And tonight's one of those nights when we can say what we said many times earlier this season. Tonight, the ball club scored enough runs to win a game.
Absolutely. 13 hits, 6 runs. You should win that ball game.
Two to Gonzalez.
.22 pitches so far to register 2 outs.
And a little sinking fastball. This game is over. Caught by Cantu. 3 hours and 45 or 6 minutes to play this thing. A long night with neither starter lasting into the 4th inning. And the Marlins beating the Nationals 9-6. Washington strands 11 runners on the night. For Rob Dibble.